it's time to say hello, ladies, gentlemen, theys and zays, and everybody else in between above and below. Welcome back to the show. Today is the day that we embark on a brand new investigation or adventure or however you want to call it. That's what we're doing today. Now you new war is in full gear. We're ready to do some murder mysterying, solving, murder mystery solving. Let's fucking go. Of course, before we really get started, I must say congratulations to our first Redeemer Mystery Mage. We're so proud of you. You beat out the other first fishers. Way to fucking go. And my fellow Detective Marish, thank you for the guild check-in. Welcome in today, man. Hope you're doing well. And thank you also for the guild check-in. Welcome everybody in for the guild today. Hope you're all doing well. Today we are playing Murders on the Yangtze River, a small indie murder mystery by a Chinese studio. So I did fumble around with the settings trying to get it out of Chinese, and we did figure it out, and it's now all in English. Skyako, thank you for the guild check and welcome in, my friend. Hikaru, Kiryu, welcome to the guild. Hope everyone's enjoying the day. And how could I forget a large thank you to our live studio audience. It's not tracking the Steam Deck. Fucking damn it. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I swear, it's a funny bit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your applause. And a big thank you to our live studio audience. Yes, thank you, thank you. Love to see you all here. It's I swear, it's a funny bit. Isn't that funny, live studio audience? Ah, I told you. Even they think it's funny. But yes, thank you all. This will be the first session we do of this game. It's apparently, from what the reviews tell me, kind of in the vein of Ace Attorney. I've never played Ace Attorney. I think I played it very briefly once. Like, didn't even finish a court case once. So we'll have to see how this goes. But otherwise, it looks pretty interesting on the old Steam page. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any more announcements. I think that's all I got. So I think now it's time for us to take on the show. I did it. So I don't know if it's my headphones, but I've been having some really bad like audio blowout issues suddenly. And I did turn this game hella down, so if it's not at an adequate volume for stream, let me know, okay? Just let me know. Now, of course, this is the beginning of a new adventure, a new investigation, so you'll be clicking that new game. A bloody chair with red string. Oh no.
How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted.
Wait, why is this drawing me in already?
3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it.
Holy shit, that's literally me. The fucking board with the lines. I don't think I'll need to do that
Then
for
I
this
guess
game, but I am prepared to make the board.
Have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
It's that book. It's that book! What book? Bro, yeah, that guy was
我曾与
stabbed.
死亡牵契，
Okay, so the audio is still in Chinese. I inked a pact with death.
静候他的到来。
Awaited his arrival patiently.
今夜，
Tonight,
他终于
finally
叩响
knocked
了
on my
门
door.
扉。
And he fucking died. Oh. Oh. Unexpected Misfortune, Chapter 1.
快开门！
Open up.
再不开门就闯进去了
If！you will open these doors, we're breaking in.
叔叔，
Uncle!
哎呀，这可如何是好啊！
Oh no! What in the... How could this possibly be? No.
罗翁，
Master Low. I did find Boom. I'll do it again.
大人，这杀人犯竟然在现场睡着了。
The murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. My head
好晕，
spinning.
思绪一点都不
I
清晰
can't。seem to clear my mind.
杀人犯，
The murderer?
这是
Could he be
在说我吗？
talking about me? Whoa. Do I need to do something? Tap the left and right arrow keys, or A and D, to control buttons. Oh, yo! Let me out!
给我老实点，别动！
Stay still and quit
杀人
moving,
犯！
you murderer.
不是我，
No,
我是
it
一名
was
侦
not
探。
me.
到此，
I am just a detective. I came here to...
狡辩！
I know
现
you're
在杀了
lying.
罗翁！
How dare you kill Master Low? This guy looks so bored.
麻布头，我要激动，
Calm
让他
down,
把话
Officer
说
Ma.
完吧。
Allow him to finish.
验明正
We
身
need to
还是必
verify
要
his true
的。
identity. I need to get like more.
在下
local
沈仲
viewers.
平，是一名旅行侦探。
Oh man, I'm full disclosure. I'm not a Chinese speaker. I'm going to butcher every single name. I will try my best. I am Shen Chengping, a traveling detective.
我和我的助手阿福
My
是
assistant
昨天
Afu
晚
and
上
I
才到
arrived
这
in
座
this
小
town
镇，
last night to obtain clues
为
on an
取一
old
份旧案的
case.
线。我们
I'm
乘的
not.
船
I know.
中途出
I
故
know.
障了，
I'm sorry to
最终到
break
深
it
夜才靠
break
岸
to。you guys. Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach the shore. Flashback.
没想到咱们这么晚才到，
I can't believe
还不
we
是
got
因为
so
我们的
late.
天才发明家
Well, that's
烧了
because
发电
someone
机。
fried the
这
ship.
是船长的错。我
That's
很
the
早就提醒过他
shipmaster's
换零
fault.
件了。
I warned
船
him.
长最大的错误
You shouldn't be
就是
allowed
让
to
你
go
动
near
发
your
电机。
generator. No, Garm, I boop you before you scamper away. A boop for a boop.
诶，
Huh?
好像有个姐姐在
There's a
哭啊。
young lady crying over there. Hello, young lady.
姑娘，你还好吗？
Miss, are you alright?
诶，怎么跑了？
Why did she
或
run
许有
away?
难言之隐吧。
Perhaps it's a delicate matter.
那
Maybe she
我们继续
fucking
赶路
killed
吧。
someone. She's the murderer.
话说
Get
回
her.
来你要拜访的这位作家，真的跟那桩悬案有关
We'll？ catch her later.
我有预感，他会成为案子的突破口。
Okay, so we're going
往
to
院子里走，
going to go see a
就到目
novelist
的地
that
了
could have
咱们一块儿
thingy.
见。
啊，我不一起吗？
你得找零件修船。
Yeah, go fix the
好
boat
吧，好
off.
吧，早点回来，我去找零件了。
That's interesting. Running is the default. The animations are so cute. Look at the physics. This is cute. Hello?
谁呀、都这么晚了，
Who goes there? It's late.
在下沈仲平，与罗
I'm
贝先
Shen
生约
Chongping.
好今日
I
见
have an
面。
appointment with Mr. Lowe to meet today.
途中遭遇风暴，
My journey
耽
was
误了
delayed
行程，
by a storm en route.
不敢失了先生的约，
I do not wish
才
to
冒
miss
昧
our
深夜前
appointment,
来。
so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours.
沈仲平，
Shen Chongping?
我们什么时候见过吗
Have？we met before?
我们素未谋面，
We have never met in
一直
person.
都是书信来往。
We have always communicated through letters.
哦，想起来了，
I see.
请稍等啊。
One moment. Let me in.
沈先生，请进。
Come on in, Mr. Shen.
麻烦沈先生稍等一下。
What? Dude, this guy looks like a detective. What the fuck do you mean he's a novelist? This is literally Sherlock Holmes. This is the man, the myth, the legend himself. What the fuck? Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen.
我得把手头的故事写完，怕断了思路
When。does this take place? I think the review said 1600s China. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought.
没关系，
No need to
我在一
worry.
旁静候便是。
I shall bide my time and await for yours.
晚上天凉，
It's
想
cold
麻
in
烦
the
先
evening.
生帮我关门
Could I trouble you to
挂
close
上
the
门栓。
door and hang the latch for me? Uh-oh, I think that means a locked room murderer. Unless situations change, a locked room murder, which means that either the murderer is inside with us right now, or there's some overly complicated contraption set up to relock the door upon exit that cannot be replicated. What's the style mirror? It seems out of place compared to with the other furniture in this room. Got his bed. There are piles of old books beneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. Did I murder Shen? We play as Shen. We play as Shen. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the hinges.
门已关上，
Kills with good looks.
先生可以放心。
Maybe. The door has been closed. Please be at ease.
我这次前来，确实是有钥匙。
Devoting the mirror as a key component. I agree. Why does he have just one Western item in a mirror of all things? I think that's suspicious. I came here today on account of an important matter.
先生可曾听说过？
Have you ever heard the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago? You know what? I think he does. There's something familiar about him that he might be involved with London. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think he might be very familiar with London. It might be something about Mr. Holmes.
案子的事情我们慢慢
Let's
聊。
take our time to talk about this case.
沈先生舟车劳
You
顿，
must be
应
tired
该还没有
from
吃东
traveling
西吧
far.？I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet.
这里有些
There are some
地
local
特色
rice
的炒
cakes in
糕
the，chest beside
就
me.
在我旁边的箱子上。
Please, I
沈先
insist.
生务
Have
必
a
尝
taste.
一尝。
那就恭敬不如从命了。
Then it would be rude of me to decline. Alright, rice cakes.
盘子里摆着几块晶莹剔透的糕
There
点，
are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. And hunger is
确实有些
so
饿了
heavy.
我就吃一
I
块
am
吧。
quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece. One piece? The pastries are poisoned.
不对，
No.
这
Wait.
糕里
These rice cakes. Damn.
事情就是这样。我吃
That
下那块炒
is
糕后
what had
就
happened.
晕了过去，
After I ate
直
the
到大人
cake,
没出现。
I lost consciousness until you all arrived.
你
Also,
说
he's in different clothes.
你是被人下药了，才晕倒在
So
房
you're
间中
saying
的吗
that？you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you?
的确如此。
That is correct.
狡辩！
I
即
told
便
you
被人
not to
下药了，
weasel.
凶手也
Even
只
if
可
you
能
were
是你。
drugged, the only possible murderer is you. Very, very, I see why you are man with big sword. And not a man with big brain.
本部手握铁证，
I've
是
got
绝对不可能
ironclad
弄错的。
proof. There's no way I'm wrong. Bro, you just walked in here. What do you mean ironclad proof?
不知能否请马捕头详细说一说，
Officer Ma,
你手中的铁
would
证
it
是
be
什么？
possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is?
大胆！
How
在
dare
挑
you!
衅本部！
Trying to provoke me?
理越辩越明，
Truth
知
fears
县
no
大人也一定
questions.
想听听你的
Surely
分
the
析，
judge
才能避免
also
弄
wants
错，
to see your proof
不是
to
吗？
avoid misjudgment.
罗佩是本地名人，
Lopez is a
本
local
官
celebrity.
必要给
I
乡
must
民一个
account for
交
this.
代。
I must holy shit. Reading is difficult. I must account for this properly to the townspeople. I must account for this properly. Okay, to the townspeople.
马捕头就说说吧，
Tell us what you know
人
then,
抓的我也安心点儿。
Officer Ma. Just so I could be at peace with this arrest. Oh, I just realized I'm blocking some of the text. I will magically appear here now. Ooh. Actually, hold on. I can... Let me slap this into the other mode. Okay, JK, it doesn't want to work. Well, that was a fun thought, huh? Oop. Oop. Weird. This does not want to use the game capture. Oh, you know what it probably is? Hold on. Probably wants me to click back into the game first. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. That's problem solving. That's our first mystery solved. Ha ha. +1 for the books, baby.
好，让你清楚
Fine.
自己是如何被抓的。
Just so you know how you got caught. Deduction.
禀章知县，
Judge
原因很
Chang.
简单，
It's simple.
直到我们发现尸
Up
体之
until
前
we，found the
这个
corpse,
房间
this room
都
was
处于密闭
completely
的状态。
sealed off. Told you, locked and murdered.
密闭状态。
Sealed off.
屋内唯一的
The
窗户
window
装了
frame
木格，
prevents anyone from
人是不可能
entering
进出的。
or leaving through.
屋门又是从
The
内侧
door
插
was
上了门
bolted
栓
from，the inside.
若非本捕
If
一
I
脚踹
hadn't
断了门
broken
栓，
the latch with my
我们
kick,
都进不了屋
we。wouldn't have even been able to get in.
这意味着
Which means
凶手
that
只
the
可能是案
murderer
发
could
时
only be
还在屋
someone
内
who
的
was
人，
already in the room.
也就是你。
And that somebody is you. Okay, what kind of fucking dumbass would I have to be to attempt a locked room murder and then also poison and fall asleep next to the guy, huh? What about that, Officer Ma? Have you ever thought about my counter of nuh-uh?
怎么会这样？
How could this be?
房间是密闭的，
The room was sealed off.
还是我自己挂上的门栓？
I was the one who hung the door latch.
理
Ain't the
是不
truth
是越
as
辩越
clear
明
as
了？
day now?
还不认罪？
Won't you just confess already?
马捕头刚刚的分析还是
Officer's
很
Ma
清晰。
deduction seems quite
我想
precise. I
应
believe
该
there's
不会
been no
弄错
misjudgment.
了。沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
除非
unless
你
you're
能
able
出
to
示一
provide
份
conclusive
能
evidence to
证
prove
明
your
你，
innocence,
否则
I'll
本官
have
就要
no
下
choice
令
but to
将你
give the
羁
orders
押
to take
了。
you into custody.
我的双手都被绑着，
Both of my hands are
该
tied.
如何在这么短的
How am I
时间
supposed to find evidence
找到
in
决
such
定
a
性的
short
证据？
time? Imagine taking poison purpose to make yourself. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. However, if that was the plan, I fear that we have really fucked up.
沈正平，你要冷静下来，
This problem
通
can
过
be
观察和
solved
推理
through
来
observation
解决
and
问题。
reasoning.
一切行为都会在
All
现场留
actions
下
are
痕迹
bound。to leave a trace on the scene.
我很清楚被害人不是
I
我
am
杀，
absolutely sure
有
that I
人设了
did
局来
not
陷
murder
害
the victim. Someone is trying to frame me.
因此
So, I
在
will
现场
be
遗
able
留
to
的痕迹
find
中，
contradiction
一定能找
within
到
the
所谓
traces
的
left behind at
矛
the
盾。
scene.
在回答知县的问题前，
Before I answer Judge Chang's
我必须先
questions,
仔细
I
观察
need
一
to
下现场。
carefully observe the scene first. Crime scene investigation. Whoa. Several long, continuous blood spatters on the floor. They are cast off patterned bloodstains. There is an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in the bloodstain, and a bloodstain is most likely caused by... I'm a little dumb. I wasn't quite following where that was going. Is there a history? Can I reread some of that? Being wiped away? Obviously, someone wiped the bloodstain, which shows that the crime scene has been tampered with. Oh, no! Oh, that's what they meant. No, I should have said something was moved. There was something else on it. Oh, fuck. Shit. That's not right. There are no evident trails that indicate these bloodstains were wiped. That's, yeah. There should be a better explanation. Which would be something was removed. I didn't understand what was going on. The disruption of the bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something was once there and has been moved. That wasn't even me messing up the mechanics. I just straight up did not process what he was saying. You judge me mid-game? Yeah, I know. You're all free to judge me at this point. Okay, locking in. Alright. The weapon. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp, and now seen as evidence against me. It's a new clue. There's the murder spot. The victim died facing upwards, with multiple stab wounds on the chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. Because why would that only portion be cleaned? And they'd have to advance. Yeah, I legitimately did not understand what they were saying, and then the question popped up, and I did not understand. The obvious answer is yes, something was removed, and if I wasn't being silly, I should have known that. The blood on my sleeve is most probably belongs to the deceased. It seems there's also blood on my back as well. Okay, so that and this kind of coincide, because why is there blood on our back if he died facing up? You know, we can't stab him from the back, you know what I mean? Unless we truthfully got a gripped gat, we can put a knife in that thing and stab someone. There should be no reason why there's blood on our back. Also, there should be blood on our hands, given how bloody the crime scene is, if we were stabbing them. Because the knife is bloodstained, so if it was that bloody of a mess, I think there should be more going on here. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, can I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oi! How dare you order me around? I would like to take a look at the back to see if it's also stained with blood. Shen's hands are clean. I think so. I don't know. I can't see her hands. I'm assuming that our hands are clean. Indeed. Mr. Shen, there are bloodstains on your back. But what about our sleeves and hands? That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Not on the sleeves, though, which is suspicious. If we're doing stabbing, right? We're doing stabbing on a bloody body. Those sleeves are gonna be hitting that body. Yeah, it's only on our, like, forearm, our shoulder, our elbow, and our back. A little bit there, yeah. So it's kind of like we were just laying in it, right? Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence?
这件证据就能证明我的清白。
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. I think it'll be the coat. Here's proof.
请问马捕头，
Officer
一个
Ma,
背对死者的
is a
人
person able to
能够用
kill
刀杀
someone
人
with
吗
a dagger while having his back towards them? If they got that grippy gat, yeah?
自然不能。
Of course not.
那么，
If so,
这件血衣
this bloodstained
能证明
coat
我的
will
清白。
be able to prove my innocence.
难道这血衣不是你
So
的？
this coat ain't yours?
是我的，
It
正
is
穿
mine.
在我身上。
I am wearing it.
真是胡闹！
What kind of
手上
nonsense
持
is
刀，
this?
衣服沾
With
血，
dagger
还
and
敢说自
blood,
己无罪？
you're still saying you ain't guilty?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
这件血
how does this
衣
bloodstained
如
coat
何能
prove
证
that
明
you
你
are
是无
innocent?
请看衣服上血渍的位置，
Take a look at
出
where
现
the
在背后，
bloodstains are.
而不是
They
胸前
appeared。on the back and not across the chest.
这又能说明什么呢？
So, what does that imply?
说明死者的血溅
It
出时，
implies that I had my
我是背
back
对着
towards
他
the victim when his blood was spilled. Yeah, we were face down, ass up on the ground when the guy was spilled. That's just
我既
simply
然
how
背
it
对
went.
死者，自然无法举刀扎他的胸
My
口，
back is facing the
因此
victim.
凶手不是
I
我
am。unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest.
一定是在
You
杀
must
人的
have
时候
turned your
把衣服
clothes
反过来
inside
穿
out
了。
when you committed the murder.
这种鬼把戏，
Such
本府见
trickery
得
is
多了。
nothing new to me.
马捕头，请看这里，
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有2道总是连续的抛甩
The
状血迹，
floor has multiple cast
它们
off
的中间
pattern bloodstains,
有一个明显的断
including
层。
the one with a noticeable gap.
断层的出现，
It shows that there
说
was
明在
once
那里
something there
原本
that
有一
had
个遮
been
挡物
moved。later on.
难道有人破坏了
Did
现场
someone？mess with the crime scene?
那个遮挡物，
That something
应该
was
就是我自己。
probably me.
我没猜错的话，我背
If
上
I
的
am
血
right,
渍
the
应该能与
bloodstain
地
on
上的
my
血迹
back
拼合
should
起来。
be able to match the bloodstain on the floor. That makes sense. There we are, face down, ass up. And we were the bloodstain that got moved, yeah.
这便能证明
This would
案发时
prove
我已
that I
经
was
晕倒在地上。
unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. Data flashbang.
而倒在地上的我，
I would not have
是
been
没办法
capable of
持刀
stabbing
捅
him
人，
to
并
create
留下
such
那样的血迹。
bloodstains as I laid on the floor.
有
There is
一
some
定
truth
道
to
理。
that.
因此，
Therefore,
事实的真
the
相
truth
是
of the matter is,
凶手杀死罗佩，
after the murderer
把刀柄
killed
塞到我
Lopez,
手中，
he planted the
借机架我。
dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime. But how did he escape?
即便全身被
Even
绑
while you are，
也
completely
能
tied
冷
up,
静地分
you are
析
still able
还
to
原
calmly
现场
analyze
情
the
况。
crime scene.
沈先生
Mr. Shen,
令我刮目
that's
相
impressive.
看呐、看来
It
你
seems that
果然是个侦
you
探。
really are a detective.
大人过奖了，
You flattered me.
我的
Judge
嫌疑
Shen.
终于洗清了吗？
So my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the
因
only
为
two
就你
people in
和
this
罗
room,
你
if
不是
you
凶
ain't the
手，
murderer,
难道罗蒙
you
是自
say
杀
he
不成
killed？himself?
若想知道真相，我需要全面的调查一下现场。
If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene.
但我手脚被绑，
However,
调查不便，
with my hands and
不
feet
知张大人
tied,
是
it's
否可以？
impossible for me to investigate.
麻捕头，
Officer
要
Ma,
不
how
我还
about
给他松绑？
we untie him?
大人，万一他……
Lord, what if he...
大人放心，
Rest assured,
在查清案子之前，
Judge Chang,
我绝
I
不离
will
开这里。
not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case.
你要是敢在
You
我
try
眼皮
any
子底下
funny
耍花
business
招，
under my nose,
本部绝
you'll
不轻
pay
饶。
for it. Oh boy, full investigation time. Wah, 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 wah. I am finally allowed to move around in this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. I doubt he fucking killed himself. But it's weird that he's in an outfit change, right? Like, that's weird. So these are the doubts. Did Lo Pei commit suicide? The room was locked from the inside. Lo Pei and I were the only people in the room. If so, then Lo Pei committing suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide. True, he could not have planted the dagger in our hands after that. No longer detected. Yeah, maybe they robbed him for his clothes. Maybe the murderer was actually Sherlock. Maybe he went to London, robbed Sherlock, and Sherlock came back to get his revenge. I think that's what's going on here. It's the only explanation. Perhaps I will be able to find some answers from Lo Pei's corpse. Well, time to investigate. Okay, the mirror still no. Alright, yeah, no. Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I'm sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. Go on and ask them. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning, I come to my uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning. I came to visit Uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which is strange. When I arrived, I saw young Yangtze, who was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yang to hurry and get someone. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle had been murdered. Suspicious people. Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Aren't you the most suspicious person? Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yang, the errand runner.
What kind of grudge?
Yang attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yang was seized by the government and got beaten for it too.
Oh, possible suspect, mayhaps?
When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Do you suspect that Yang murdered him out of vengeance? I don't know, I think that would be a lot. That's a lot to murder someone. After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Oh. The poisoned rice cakes. I mean, you could. There is an angle to this where Buddy eats the rice cakes but doesn't get to lock the door. Right? Therefore, he's passed out, somebody comes in, kills him. The problem with this is that's still a locked room murder, so even if that was the plan, right? Yang poisons the rice cakes, he passes out before he locks the door, he comes in easily, kills him. But say Lo Shiwen does that too. Right? Their plan was before he locks the door, he eats it, he passes out, they walk in, easy murder, they walk out swagging. Bro's dead. But we close the door behind us and then we're poisoned. So how did somebody get inside? Or were they already inside? Then how did they relock it? Or are they still in the room? Which means that it could not be Lo Shiwen, because he had re-entered the room with Officer Ma. Right? They could be hiding in the mirror. I don't know what they mean by Western style mirror. Maybe it's like, maybe you could fit a person in it. If it's like one of the ones that you open, there's like a storage space inside. Or something. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have sort of a sneaky look on his face. Ooh, he's really trying to throw some shade over onto Yang. It seems that it's necessary to talk about this issue with Yang. No more questions. This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Well, maybe we'll investigate this with the plate. There were several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they're all gone. So who ate the other two? Did he eat two before he yeeted? Oh, cool. We have an entire booklet of information. Nice. Book box. The wooden box is filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Oh! I think he was killed in the style of one of his books. Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You like The Confined Room Mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. you got good taste. The death scenes in the confined room mystery were absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fellow. Anything could have inspired him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. That is a dang shame. Alright, I guess we do the autopsy now. Oops, did not mean to talk to you. Autopsy. That's the plate. Nalian, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, let's look at his lips. His mustache is crooked. Upon further investigation, there is glue on the underside. Fake mustache? Or faked death? The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. Interesting. What if this isn't him? What if he faked his death? There are no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar. I mean, if he was unconscious, right? Unconscious due to the things, he wouldn't have fought back because he was unconscious. The deceased is in his undergarments, and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it's nowhere to be found. If this room is a locked room, how could the coat disappear into thin air? His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. Yeah, the very evil rice cakes. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with a blood-stained dagger. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. So 3 directional stab wounds, right? That's what it said? Maybe he was stabbed by 3 different people. There is a white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cakes. Okay, yeah, so he definitely ate a rice cake. It seems that Lo Pei had eaten a rice cake before he died. Can't believe he has a fake-ass mustache. A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers. The scent, what the fuck? The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to Campor wood. Verified! Death by stabbing, no defense wounds, wore a fake mustache, only dressed in undergarments. Okay, yeah, I have completed investigations of the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Let's do the grudge. Lo Shiwen stated that Yang was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lo Pei. Theoretically, Yang had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be that Yang killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm this issue with Yang. Disappeared coat. The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest before they arrived at the scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then, this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Okay. Hear me out. 3 fatal stab wounds, 3 different directions, which would indicate perhaps there were 3 different stabbers, all stabbing him from different directions. Otherwise, there's not really a reason for them to be differently, like, directioned, you know what I mean? So, we already have 2 suspects, being Yang and possibly his nephew, right? Or an amateur kill. Why would he? I mean, if it was an amateur, why would they need to stab a 2nd or 3rd time? You know what I mean? All 3 were fatal stabs on someone who was unconscious. 1 stab to the heart, and he's down. He's dead. Moving in shit. He could be moving in shit, but we'll see. We'll see. I think there are three stabbers. We already have 2 suspects, right? Yang, the nephew, and then a mysterious 3rd person. But the 3rd person could be hidden in this room somehow. All right, here comes. This is a bit of a tinfoil hat. This is a tinfoil hat thought. All right. Someone was in the room with us. Somehow, this is really out there. Someone was in the room with us when we had the rice cakes delivered by Yang, who knowingly delivered them while poisoned. After we were both knocked unconscious, the person who was hiding in this room, either maybe in the mirror or somewhere else, unlocked the door so the other 2 could come in. All 3 of them stabbed him and then framed me. And then the only way to make this locked room work would be to have the other 2, Yang and the nephew, leave again, while the other person once again relocks it and hides again until the morning. Or they did this in the morning, possibly even, where the other 2 fake act like they discovered the door was locked. Meanwhile, we're here framed, and they knock the door open, blah blah blah, and then at some point they had expected us to be framed and taken away very quickly. Meanwhile, this guy can let the 3rd perp out, and then they all get away for free. But that's the tinfoil hat thought, but that is quickly put into question at the thought of, why was there somebody hiding in here in the first place? Because they probably weren't expecting the door to be locked. Unless he regularly locks the door before eating, as opposed to, like, you know, works while he eats and they expect him to pass out before locking the door. They could also just have the guy in there just in case. We'll see. I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. That is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or fall. It is also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. The rice cake crumbs. The reason why there weren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained the knockout drugs. The same ones I ate. What? Okay, but that's a little weird. Because that means that we ate, that after we passed out, he then ate them. He was like, that seems fine, and then he ate them. What if this isn't Lope? Because why would he eat the cakes? Why didn't he get help? Why didn't he get help after we passed out? Like, right after eating that. This body of Lope is not Lope. What if it's not? What if it's somebody else? Like, what if this is the body of his nephew? What if he killed his nephew and who we think is his nephew is actually Lope? He put the fake mustache onto his nephew and then shaved off his mustache. Or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's weird. Because that literally means that he saw us eat a rice cake, pass out, and then, like, apparently didn't do anything about it. He was like, well, that's the thing. Anyways, these rice cakes look delicious. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the room, or how were they able to leave the locked room? He was definitely murdered. I hung the door latch. Lope and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? Maybe they very carefully, right? Okay. You imagine you're standing at the wooden door. It opens from the middle. The latches are on the other sides of it, and you take the wooden plank and you hold it while you slowly somehow close both doors slowly. And at the last second, before your arm would get stuck in the door, you like barely finagle the wood piece into the latches. Maybe not all the way, but like just enough for it to stick. And then you close the doors all the way. And then bam, you've relocked the room from the outside. Is that out there? Is that too out there? Is that a thought? I think it's a thought. Sure, thanks. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk, writing the entire time. We take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there's any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You're giving more weight to that not being low pay, right? Once you accept that, like, the tinfoil upon your head, you know, the possibility of that not being low pay is kind of... It might have some water to it. You know, that bucket, surprising amount of water. It weighs a bit more than you would have expected. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block. Okay. Manuscripts? A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. There it is. There it is. Here's a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News, and have all published low-paced works. It has brushes, perhaps? A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of oil paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Candle. A common white glazed candlestick. There's still half a stick of unburned candle on top. Over here. There's a pile of... Oh, we did this already. The window? A frame on the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. Did we investigate that specific brush? Can we? No. The front of the drawer? No. This little thing? Yes, a simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on the side. There's a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a jellied state. Completed. I'm a bit of an investigation animal, you could say. Oh wait, it seems like something's missing from the table. Oh. Uh-oh. New doubt. Nothing useful on the desk. However, I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? Whatever he was writing. Probably, it's my guess. A wardrobe slightly taller than the person. It is locked. There could be someone in there. Let me try to pick the lock. I give up. If only Afu was here. He is very skilled in things like this. Okay, where the fuck is Afu then? A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lo Pei publishing his novel. The photo on this newspaper, the one on the left is Lo Pei, and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Picheng, an editor who helped Lo Pei publish his books, and yet we saw her crying last night. She could be the third perp. What if the niece wanted to be the famous Lopay? All he needed was clothes and a stash. True. That would be all you would need to become Lopay. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means he has not read them in quite a while. Okay, so that's it, huh? That's all we're getting from that? Does Ma have anything? I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better. Keep in mind, don't mess up the crime scene with your incompetence. Alright. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then. Ask away. What do you know about Lopay? Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim? Well, of course. Master Lo was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lopay have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Damn, bro, he's right there. Over there. The one who won't quit sobbing. Stop crying already. I'm sick of that awful noise. Bro's pulled out his sword just because Mans is crying. Cold-blooded. Officer Ma is he's an aggressive guy. He's looking for an excuse. He's got a sword. He wants to use it. All right. Did my sniffle sob? Go on then, ask away. Events before I woke. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? You trying to say I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happened. What happenings occurred before I awoke. Flashback. When we got here, Lo Shiwen was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. Okay. Those 2 points of the story match up, but where is Yang? I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. Okay, here's another tinfoil hat thought. Yeah, I feel like we're bringing out a lot of tinfoil in this one. Hold on, let me do things correctly, I think. Oh no, I don't have it on this PC, do I? I don't think I brought over the... I did, there it is. Let's do this. Let's do this properly. Let's do this properly. There we go. There we go. Not another one. Look, I'm sorry, Amanita. It's just kind of a thing we do here. Alright, hear me out. Hear me out. What if they fooled Officer Ma into thinking that he kicked the latch open, alright? Now, we have 3 possible perps. The editor, the nephew, and Yang, right? What if they originally broke the door last night after I had unexpectedly closed it, and after we were both passed out. This still assumes that for some reason Lope ate the fucking rice cakes after we ate them or something. Actually, you know what it also could have been? It could have been we eat rice cake, we pass out, Lope goes, oh fuck, I should do something about this. He goes, unlatches the door, waiting outside, expecting him to have eaten the rice cake and passed out, is one of the three. Possibly the nephew. The nephew goes, don't worry, uncle, we'll go get someone. I don't know why he passed out. That's really weird. Anyways, you look hungry. You should have a rice cake. Distraught, confused, he wasn't really paying attention to begin with, may not have connected that it was the rice cake. So he has a rice cake, he falls unconscious. Now that they're inside, they break the latch themselves, and then they kill him, or they kill him and then break the latch, and then they set up the latch and door to look like it was broken into, when in reality the nephew pretended like the door was locked, and Officer Ma, with his hubris, his self-confidence, thinks that he kicked the door in with one kick because he's so strong. When in reality, the door was never locked to begin with. Thoughts? And then bam, here we are. The door was never locked. Or the door was locked and he actually did kick it in with one kick. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously. I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then. Ask away. Alright, now we talk to the judge, I think. Judge Chang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Actually, you know what is unusual? It looked like the nephew was pulling on this obviously push door, acting like it was locked. Lo Shiwen shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lo Pei covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process? Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lo Pei? Lo Pei gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Qixing Town. Qingxi Town? Yes. Qingxi Town. To comply with popular will, we renamed it Pero Town. Alright, I understand now. I don't. I think we got everything in this room, though. Will they let us leave? Oh, the front door. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. I could have sworn the wood that we used was much bigger. Like, that looks really small. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did Did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Shiwen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and BAM! Kicked the door right open. That's suspicious. We gotta go find Yang.
先生，可算等到你了。
Oh, Afu. What am I gonna do for Afu's voice?
我听说屋里发生了命案。
I heard there's been a murder in that house. He's Deku now.
大人有令，凶案现
His
场
honor has orders that there's not to be shouting at the crime scene.
先生，
Shen,
看起来脸
you
色
don't
很
look
差，
very well.
不要紧吧
Is？ everything all right? No, I don't have like a good, like youthful voice. That's not Deku. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do this voice. Wow, Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything all right? Okay, there we go.
我没事，
I am
不过在
fine.
查明真相之前，
However, I am afraid
怕是
I'll
得
have
滞
to
留在这
stay
里。
here until the truth is uncovered.
找到凶手了吗？最
Have
大
you
嫌
found
疑
the
人是
murderer?
谁？
Who's the prime suspect?
目前嫌疑最大的人
At the moment,
是我。
the prime suspect is me.
原来凶手就
I
是
can't
先
believe
生
the
自
murderer was
己。
actually you, Shen.
我来帮忙。
Let me help you. With murder? Yo, Afu's a real one.
大人有令，
His honor has
现代人等
orders
不得
that
入内。
random people aren't allowed to enter.
兵老爷，
The
我可不
soldier,
是什么闲杂
I'm
人
not
等。
just some random person.
大人有令，
His honor has
要按
orders that
守
I
住
need
此
to
门
guard this gate, so
反正你不
you
能入内。
aren't allowed to enter.
军爷
Soldier,
让你守
Judge
住院
Chang asked you to guard
是
the
为了拦
gates
住那
and
些
keep out
与
those
查案无
involved
关的
in
人，
this
对吗？
case. Right.
呃，
Yeah, Afu's
这
like,
是不假。
bury the body? Okay, sir. You're not wrong.
若是与案子有关
If
的人，
someone is relevant,
理应让他进来。
should he be allowed
这
to
样才不
enter?
呃，
That's
少
true.
爷，
兵老爷，
The
沈
soldier,
先生不幸成为
Shen
此
is
案的嫌疑
unfortunately
人
a，suspect
正
in
殚
this
精竭虑
case.
地调查真
He's
相，
trying to
给
clear
自
his
己洗
name.
而我是他的助手。那
As
你
I
说
am his
我是
trustworthy
不是与查案有
assistant,
关？
don't you think that I am also involved in this case?
啊，
I
明
get
白
it
了。
now.
兵老爷果然是明白
I
人。
knew Soldier would understand. It's like Leighton and
你是帮
Who are
凶，
Leighton and Moon? Where are they from? You're the accomplice. Got him. True.
帮凶与
The
查案
accomplice is also involved
也
in
也有关。
investigations.
你进来吧
You，
接受调查，
come in and be investigated.
不能耽
Investigations
误了查案。
can't be delayed. Professor Layton. Oh, right. Professor Layton, you've talked about that. I think I've seen some of.
大致情况
And
就是这样。
that is the general situation.
这就是你对案子的评价。
So, that is your evaluation of this case?
哪里？
Nope.
我只是在感慨
This
自
is
己
just
成
a
为帮
sign
凶
for
这件
becoming
事。
an accomplice.
能让你进来就
It
不错了。
was good enough that they
赶紧帮我
allowed
查
you
现
to
场。
come in. Hurry up and help me investigate.
好嘞，
Okie dokie. All right, go pick that lock. Come on, Afu. I got a lock for you to pick, bud.
什么人，竟敢擅自闯进来？
Well, now you killed him. Aha, I'm an accomplice. He's just happy to be here. He's happy to be involved. Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in?
张知县，马捕头，
Judge Chang, Officer
这位是阿
Ma.
福，
This
是
is
我的助
Off,
手，
my assistant.
希望二位能允许他
Please
协助我
allow
调
him
查
to
此案。
assist me.
能让你查案已
We
经是
already
过
made
瘾
an
了，
exception
就
by
弄个
allowing
什么助手，
you
简直是得
or
寸进尺。
now an assistant.
阿福擅长痕迹比对和
He
一些
is
机关技巧，
mechanically minded and
一定会对
skilled
查案
in
有帮
comparing
助。
traces. He you will be of great help.
嘿嘿，那叫格致学。
That's called science.
麻布头，用
Clear your
人不
doubts,
疑
Officer
嘛
Ma.。
既然已经让沈
Since
先
we've
生
already
查了
allowed Mr. Shen
就
to join our
按他的习
investigations,
惯来吧。
let him do things his way.
多谢知县大人。
You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
要
If
是
you
查不
fail
出真
us,
相，
I'll add obstruction
再加
of
一条妨害
official
公务之
duties
罪，
to your
治
list
两
of
人。
crimes. Thank you, Officer Ma. Alright, get lockpicking. Afu, this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of bolt and spring lock is a piece of cake. I will leave it to you then. What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I'm an expert on locks. Oh boy. There it is. I'm an expert on locks. Ha ha ha! I did it! Look, Shen. It looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before. It's okay. You guys can apologize and say, "Wow, Nalian, you were right at any point." It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be scared. It happens. I get it. Partition board removed. Clothes piled. Enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There is no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. Look at the clothes. These are all clean. Oh, these are all clean clothes. Now, they are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress the clothes alone. Look at the board. Look! The partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames. True. The color on the sides of the wooden frame are old, yet the color on top seems new. It's very likely that this partition board was removed recently. We did this one. What about like this bundle down here? Shen, there's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out for further examination. Alright. Shen, it's a bunched up string of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record this situation. Maybe there was another piece of thing that they took out there. Shen, what is that black spot? A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. Or that's a piece from the latch board. No. The color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Without a doubt, it's the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. I think the board was also camphor wood, right? But maybe it's so it wouldn't be a piece of the board either. So then, what is it? We need to keep an eye out for the objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. Well, camphor, we make that into pink anti-itch lotion that smells strong. Really? That's interesting. Huh. The doors, perhaps? Is there more here? No. It's just like the wood and the ribbon. Nothing about the doors? Or that empty space? Okay. That's calamine. Oh, camphor is also used in Tiger Balm. Is that the icy hot stuff? I've never used it, but I heard of people using Tiger Balm. Well, this seems quite odd. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. We're wondering if they used the rope tie to relock the room. The rope tie? Oh, the ribbon! Oh! Yeah. Right now, yeah. Because they would have had it gone back in there. Well, I guess it may not be the full piece of the ribbon, right? We don't know if it's the correct length. They could have used, like, some of the ribbon and then left the rest there. So then as we look at it now, it looks like it's there, but in reality... it's not actually like the full piece. And they did use some of the ribbon to relock the door somehow. Yet, the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. Cipher, hello, thank you for the guild check-in. I hope you're all well today. Welcome into the guild. And then it seems like someone cleaned this place, or was hiding there, and thank you for the head pads. I am in Noir mode, so for the true head pats, you would need to use Noir head pats. Thank you. Thank you for the head pats key. And thank you for the spiritual head pat cipher. I appreciate it. Thank you for the Noir head pat cipher. I appreciate it. So many head pats at once. I'm sorry for the tinfoil hat. Please don't hurt yourself on the hat. Alright, now I think we need to talk to Yang. That's our next piece of info. Oh, rice cakes. You brought more, huh? Hey, Shen, what is this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. Tinfoil hat means big brain time. Look, I don't want to say that I've been putting out big brain thoughts that may or may not have been somewhat confirmed already, but you know, I think I may have put on some big brain tinfoil hat theories that people said I was crazy about. You know, I think we got permission to make it true. But we'll see. I still have a couple of other big brain tinfoil hat theories out there. We're gonna have to wait to see. We need more evidence. Oh my fucking god, he ate one. Whoops. Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with the knockout drugs. Interesting, Mr. Yang. Actually, yeah, let's do these. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave a smudge. Oh, like on the wood key. Perhaps you're right, but then how do they get it back in there becomes the question. Unless they use the ribbon to break the wood, and that's why it's like that. And that's why they were able to put it back into the wardrobe. And honestly, this really paints the nephew in a guilty light, because who else would have the code to the lock? New sect DLC? No, it's not Sekimaya. I was thinking about continuing the Sekimaya, but I was like, it's been a few weeks. I barely know what's going on. I'm sure like any new viewers who come in or anyone who wants to stop by and watch a bit will have no idea what's going on, because it's a very convoluted thing that like only makes sense if you've been watching from the beginning. And I dropped the ball on saving those VODs and re-uploading them, so like I can't even do the stream for YouTube content because all those VODs are gone now from the beginning. So I think I'm gonna retire the Sekimaya as stream content, and I might finish it offline. But we are starting this as stream content, and hopefully I won't forget to upload this to YouTube, so that way there's always a way to catch up. I also love that emote. What the fuck is that? That's amazing. I need an Alien dance emote. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind Hugh or Lope? Yeah, I think it's getting retired. I might bring it back, but we'll see. You can finish on one of my off-stream days. Maybe. I kind of want to use my off-stream days for like other games, because I have like a whole other thing of games that I want to play on stream. Like I picked up Assassin's Creed Shadows that I want to do on stream, at least the start of it on stream. What else do I have? I have a couple of games that I want to do on stream. I really want to do Death Stranding. Like, I really want to do a Death Stranding playthrough, so that way I can play Death Stranding 2. So if I'm gonna be playing any game as like a backlog, not unplanned stream, it's gonna be Death Stranding or Assassin's Creed Shadows. Probably Death Stranding. I might just just play Shadows offline, but I want to be in that walking sim. I want to walk for a while and then have a 30-minute cutscene. You know what I mean? It's like movie time with chat, and then I walk for an hour, and then movie time. So yeah, you know, maybe we'll just table the Sekimaya for now, and then if I ever need a game to like, I don't know. We'll see. Sekimaya might come back. You just want the baby. It'll help you out. It's there for a reason, right? It's got to be helpful. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's a reasonable guess. However, there was no need to bind us because we were both knocked the fuck out. There are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. Oh, I see. Then again, this ribbon. I can't help but feel like I have seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Oh. You know, I did notice that, and I did not notice it was gone. Actually, there's quite a few things that are different. Isn't there like a chest here now? Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No, there's no neck marks. No, then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck.
Huh?
Shen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to the case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it is made of a different wood. You know, I thought Afu would be, a thinking man, but no, he seems to be, well, he says he's a science guy, but I don't know. Project Ghost looks good though when you first watched the video I sent you. You're like, this looks a lot like Blue Protocol, then you realize you wouldn't know the other moves. He is. Speaking of which, Blue Protocol Star Resonance this year, allegedly. I will be playing it. Probably. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. But yeah, Project Ghost looks interesting. I'm mostly excited for Project Ghost just because of the names attached to it, obviously. And like some of the mechanics sounded interesting. Some of them I felt a little iffy on, but we shall see. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. We'll find clues. We'll come back to that. Blue Protocol, what? You thought, no! It got a new publisher. It's no longer a Bandai Namco game. It's being published by some other group. It's now called Blue Protocol Star Resonance. Or just Star Resonance. It releases like this year. First to China and then globally. I thought you knew. Yeah. Star Resonance. Let me double check. Blue Protocol, Star Resonance, release date. Scheduled to be released in China July 17th. And then global release is also stated for 2025, but has not been announced. So Blue Protocol is alive under a different team. Surprise! Also, hi! Mr. Official, I'm gonna go. I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yang. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course. Everyone around knows I'm the warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly... Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lo Pei's courtyard. Usually, Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lo Pei anywhere. I thought he was probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then, someone called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shuen. He went over to knock on the door. There was still no response at all. He could have poisoned it, or here's a tinfoil hat theory for you. Before I get into the tinfoil hat, look at this guy pulling. Now this could just be it didn't want to animate it, or this could be like a subtle hint. He's pulling on this push door because as we see them now, the doors open inwards, which they could have been broken when the guy kicked him in, or he's faking how this opens. Also, there's no wooden plank here, like there should be. Almost like he's faking. It could have just been didn't want to animate it. I'm willing to live with that. But until then, that's suspicious. Now, tinfoil hat theory. He actually delivered correct unpoisoned buns. But Lo Pei, looking for inspiration of his next novel, wanted to see if he himself could get away with murder. So he set up his own murder scene, faking his own death. So he poisoned the rice cakes, insisted that we eat one, so he could frame us for murder. Meanwhile, apparently someone was in his closet, his wardrobe, and they also ate one and then were stabbed 3 times in the chest. And then Master Lo Pei leaves. Even put the fake mustache on them or something. I don't know. That's a half-baked theory, but I think it could have some weight. Lo Shiwei smelled blood and asked me to call the officials. I was so scared. I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited inside. Wait, they kicked open the door together? That's contradictory. Officer Ma has been taking all the credit. You mean to say that you never entered Lo Pei's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? Let's ask about his grudge. Yang, I heard that you had once held a grudge with Lo Pei. Is that true? No way. How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lo Pei noticed you stealing money, and you were beaten out of court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lo Pei, then decided to kill him out of vengeance? But that's a wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around? No one. But Lo Shuen arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself? No, we're good. Yeah, Afu's like, you're suspicious. Let's talk about the rice cakes. The rice cakes Lo Pei eats are delivered by you. Is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently, it was laced with knockout drugs. What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lo Pei and have never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lo Pei ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. Well, who handed you the rice cakes then, Master? But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm... No. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? How much do you know about Lo Pei? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, and what do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? A witch. Time to see if they sink or use the devil's magic to float. Actually, now that I think about it, did China go through a similar witch phase as the Americas? Did they have similar ways to root out witches? Gay? You mean close friends? Yeah, they were just really close friends. They definitely weren't meeting in secret to like make out and shit. Definitely not. When did women have more rights? Not in the 1600s. Unfortunately. However, there was one time when they got into a fight, and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. Oh. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Couldn't she his blade over crying? Yeah, Officer Ma literally is trying to pull that out on any, like, minor inconvenience. He's like, did you just sneeze too loud? I'll kill you. Okay, so we have some more doubts to ways. Let's think about the grudge. When I questioned him about the quarrel, Yang seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Yang did kill him out of revenge. Perhaps. They didn't have the witch trials, but during the Qing dynasty, there were accusations, investigations, and punishment surrounding the fear of sorcery. So not a full witch trials, but there was some magic in there. Dark sorcery. Officer Ma has been quite aggressive. It seems he is eager to identify me as the murderer. According to Yang, Officer Ma once had a serious dispute with Lo Pei. Could this constitute a reason for murder? I need to confirm this issue with Officer Ma. So, excuse me, I think this adds further, like, possibilities. I think there's a good chance that Officer Ma is involved with the murder. I'll just say it, alright? I'll say it right now. Officer Ma might be involved with the murder. That's why it only took one quote-unquote kick to open the door, and it's why he's so quick to accuse us. Even though his boss is like, yo, dude, fucking chill. And why he doesn't... We touch the fucking wardrobe and he's like, hey, don't you do that. Don't you fucking do that. I'll kill you. It's because he's nervous. And he killed him. Or he killed him. Off topic question, you were reminded by this drink menu. Do you guys really not have Fruitopia anymore? What the fuck is Fruitopia? I've never heard of Fruitopia in my life. Fruitopia was discontinued in the United States in 2003. It still exists in some international markets, particularly Canada. So no, we haven't had Fruitopia since 03, which is why I don't remember it, because it was discontinued when I was 7. I think, yeah. Like, yeah, I was 6 or 7. So yeah, I have never had Fruitopia. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you? Rest assured, Officer Ma, I am a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. I was shocked. Are you a big Fruitopia fan? Was it a big part of your childhood? Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lo Pei. Could you? The audacity! How dare you suspect me? It was a lover's dispute. That's all it was. It's like a strawberry heavy fruit punch. That sounds kind of good. I'll have to try that next time I'm in Canada. I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. Huh. I bet you heard this rumor from Yang, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. But Master Lo is always listened to. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to ask him. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. Yeah, I believe that, He was born to put all of his talent into writing books. Yang saw it when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. He's gonna leave the room and just go stab at Yang for spreading lies. Me? Have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney. Do we Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lo Pei is not as simple as he depicts. So now we'll be moving on to the wood chip, but... Will the nephew know anything? Lo Pei's apparel. Your uncle's attire, coat, deerstalker, and false mustache was quite unusual. The hat and the mustache were characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics. Strange coat? You mean that western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely. The wind coat made of silk. The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. You gotta try it, and you gotta try it with 80 to 90% Fruitopia and Sprite. Oh! That sounds banger, actually. I would definitely try that. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat. But it turned out, the fact that this wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? Bro looks like I accused him. He's scared. He's involved. You're involved, Shinwen. Shinwen? Perhaps the murderer took it with them. The way you said it, Mr. Shen, it sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Suspicious. According to Lo Shuen, this coat was tailor-made for Lo Pei. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lo Pei's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. Maybe it left too much evidence. I don't know what we're gonna do with this wood chip. I don't know if there's more to explore. Can we do the wood chip with this? Oh, it's made of pine wood. Oh, it's made of pine wood. Okay, so that came from the door, definitely. Which means, yes, the door was broken and they were faking it. I was so right. The relevance of this wood chip depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from the door. Shen, this wood chip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? They tried to hide it. As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. Judge? We already talked about this. He has no other dialogue options. What does the doubt want us to do this? Why would it show up on the wardrobe? Can we accuse Officer Ma of faking it? Chickens. Alright, my bad, bro. Chickens. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case. I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Thank you. Thank you, Afu. Yang have more to say? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, I just realized that they left his hat. Shen, this is a Western-style mirror. It seems somewhat out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. Therefore, it seems that there are no clues here. Thank you. Thank you, Afu. You have anything else to add, buddy? Okay. Oh, do we reconsider the murder? I hung the door latch. Lo Pei and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. Only way to enter or to exit is by going through the wood door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? They never did. Oh, so I didn't actually get to reconsider it. Okay.
沈先生，你已经里里外外看了几遍了，
Oh.
也该跟张大人
Mr.
说说你的
Shen,
推理了吧？
you've looked through this place. Should you explain your reasoning to the Lord?
要是推不出来，也别浪费时间了，带上镣铐，乖乖跟本部回衙门吧。
推理？现
Get my
在？
deduction? Now?
先生，怎么办？
What
我
do
们
we
还有
do?
很多疑团尚未解
There's
开
still。a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet.
院子里能调查的
We
地
have
方，
already examined all the
我们
places
都已
that
经查
can be
过了。
investigated within the courtyard.
即便真相尚未
Even
完
though
全
the
明
truth
朗，
is yet to be clear,
也必
we
须与
need
张
to
知县
discuss
聊
the
一聊了。
case with Judge Chang.
张大人，我
Judge
想我们可以
Chang,
聊一聊这个
I
案子了。
believe we are now able to discuss this case.
既然如此，你说说看吧。
If so, you may begin. Deduction: the truth behind the
死者
locked
被发
room.
现的时候，
When
这
the
个房间
deceased
处
was
于密闭的
discovered,
状态，
this room was in a sealed-off state.
墙上的窗户不
The
能进出，
window cannot be opened,
唯一的出入口
leaving us the
是
front
屋门，
door locked
又
from
从
the
内侧被插
inside.
上了门栓。
It really is. It is. Which, by the way, is on the list of visual novels that I need to play through. I need to play through Phoenix Wright. I think the next on my schedule for Visual Novel Fridays is Phoenix Wright, or it's going to be Rain Code, which was the game made by the Danganronpa devs. I think it's very Danganronpa looking ass. So, Rain Code, or I'll start Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney games.
当屋门被再次打开时，
When the front door
屋内
was
只有我和死者
reopened, the
两人。
deceased and I were the only people inside the room.
在这种情况下，
Under these
所有人，
circumstances,
甚至包
everyone,
括我自己，
including myself,
都会
would
本能地认为
instinctively believe that.
凶手就是还在屋
The
内的人。
murderer must be someone who is still within this room, which would be me. You deduce the investigators need more time. Appa, you're so right. If only we didn't have Officer Ma.
这一来，
Hence,
我们便都忽略了
we have all
屋内藏
neglected
有
the
第三个人的
possibility
可能。
of a third person hiding in this room.
你倒说说看，
All
这
right
第
then,
三个
tell me.
人能藏
Where
身
on
何处啊？
earth would this third person be hiding? Hikaru, thank you for the hydrate. I shall. Water. Ah. You think Nal got it with the fake broken door? I mean, I don't want to say that was right. right the entire time. I think I might have been right the entire time. According to some people, like the game. We'll see. We'll see though, you know. Nothing's for sure until it's for sure.
当然是衣柜了。
That would be the wardrobe.
衣柜里的种种痕迹都表明，
All traces
不久
within
前里
the
面藏过
wardrobe
人。
show that someone was hiding inside not long ago.
屋内还藏有一个人。
There was another person in the room?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
藏身于衣
was
柜
this
之中
was
的
the
人
person hiding in
便
the
是
wardrobe
凶
the
手吗
murderer?？Well, so this gets complicated. Because the wardrobe was locked. Know what I mean? The wardrobe was locked. So if somebody was inside there, how could they have gotten themselves out? But then let's assume for a moment that somebody else got them out, then why the fuck were they in the closet to begin with? The whole locked closet thing makes it so fucking confuzzled, man. It's all wishy-washy. This is like a low-key confusing case. Was the person hiding the wardrobe the murderer? Probably. But they were in a locked wardrobe. How could they get themselves out? Unless, hear me out. Tinfoil hat on. This is a reiteration of what I said earlier. We eat rice cake poison. We passed out. The Master Low goes, oh shit, I need to do something and get help. He undoes the latch, opens the door, met by someone else. Someone else convinces him somehow to eat rice cake. Because he hasn't connected the dots that the rice cake is what knocked me out. So he eats rice cake. He gets knocked out. Then person unlocks wardrobe door to let the other person out. But that doesn't make sense for why somebody was in the fucking wardrobe to begin with. We also can't explain. Let's say he doesn't do that. Let's say that his whole goal was not to, let's say his whole goal, let's say he lets us sleep and he doesn't get up to get help. He then eats a rice cake and then passes out, right? But then person in closet can't get out of closet, so how stab? Great question. I don't know. Other option. The person we spoke to wasn't low pay. Remember? When we first came in, he didn't seem to recognize us. He said, do I know you? And we're like, fam, brother, we've communicated by mail only. And he was like, oh, okay. So, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, we arrive here. Before we arrive here, Low Pei is already unconscious because he ate rice cake. He ate rice cake, he's unconscious. They shoved him in the fucking closet, locked the door. He then dresses up as him, pretends to be him. Well, he's unconscious, has not killed him yet. Mans is still alive. Pretends to be him, lets us in, asks us to lock the door because maybe he was trying to frame someone else as the culprit. Okay? Like, let's say, perhaps, his nephew poisoned. Perhaps his nephew and Wang double teamed this. poison the thing, poison the rice cakes. The nephew puts his knocked out uncle into the closet and then pretends to be him, waiting for okay, no. Okay, Wang, innocent, didn't know. The nephew poisons what were normal rice cakes. Uncle passes out. Nephew throws him in the closet, unconscious, and then dresses up as him, pretends to be him until rice cake delivery made. Rice cake delivery made, he lures him inside to maybe try one of his other poisoned rice cakes to knock him unconscious, because he would be a perfect suspect, right? He has motive to kill him. We ourselves have investigated. He has the motive. He probably would. He can't investigate himself out of this. You know what I mean? He eats rice cake. The original plan was that he then eats the rice cake, and then the nephew takes the body, unconscious body, out of the closet, sets him up, then stabs him. Possibly Officer Ma was involved in this. I don't know. Or the editor. They stab him. They kill him. The original plan was to frame Yang, but we got there and they didn't expect us. So they changed the plan to frame us instead of Yang. That's why he insisted that we eat the rice cake. And that would explain away why he then ate the rice cake and became unconscious after. Because that part doesn't make sense. It also explains away how somebody could have been in the wardrobe as the murderer. I think that's the best explanation I got. The person we spoke to when we first arrived was not Lo Pei. That was the true culprit. So, Mr. Shen was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer. No, it was someone else.
藏身柜子中的
The person who hid inside the wardrobe was someone else.
哦，昨晚我到的时候
When I arrived last
这
night,
个柜子
this wardrobe was
就处于从
already
外面锁
locked
住的
from
状
the
态。
outside.
如果柜子里的人是
If
凶
the
手，
person inside
他
was
是
the
不可能出
murderer,
来杀人的。
he would not have been able to get out by himself. Bam! Boom!
柜子里的人若不是
If the
凶手，
person inside
那
the
会
wardrobe
是
was not
谁
the
呢？
murderer, who could it have been? Lo Pei himself. In fact, the person, the cousin, is Lo Pei, and he killed his, I say cousin, he killed his nephew and is now pretending to be his nephew.
昨晚到达罗佩家后，
Last night,
是我自己从屋
I
内挂
was
上
the
了门
one
栓。
who latched the door.
理论上，在那以后，就不太可
Theoretically,
能再有外
it
人
is highly
进入
unlikely
现场。
for anyone else to enter the scene after that.
床下堆满了书，
There were books
衣柜上
piled
了
under
锁。
the bed, and the wardrobe was locked.
当时屋内的情况就是
Nothing
现
has
在，
changed.
而且有近期藏人的痕
Evidence
迹，
points to someone else in the
那也是
wardrobe,
当时屋内
the only place
唯
to
一能
hide.
血迹分析表明，
The bloodstains prove a
案
third
发时除了
person.
我和罗
The
佩，
actual murderer
还有第三人
was
存在。
present at the time of the
Yeah.
crime.
如果昨晚藏于柜
If
子
the
中的
person
人
in the
不是凶
wardrobe
手，
was not the murderer, then it could only
那就
be
只可能是
this
这个人了。
person. The person in the wardrobe was Lo Pei himself, unconscious. Or it was Lo Shuin. I'm gonna say Lo Pei.
如果柜子藏的不是凶手的话，
If the person hiding in the wardrobe was not the murderer,
那就只能是罗佩了。
then it must have been Lo Pei.
一派胡言！
What a load of bullshit. Oh,
国王为什么要躲进自己家的衣柜里？
Why would Master
躲猫猫
Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek?
那是仅存的可能性了。
That is the only possibility left.
谢洛克曾
When you
说过，
have
当你排除掉
eliminated
一切不可能
impossible,
之后，
whatever
剩下的
remains,
即使在一起
however improbable,
也是事实
must
真相。
be the truth.
沈先生，
Mr.
罗
Shen,
佩藏进
what
柜
is the
子
reason
中的
for
理
Lo
由
Pei
是
to hide inside the wardrobe? It was not of his own will.
不，
No,
他不是
he
自己
did
躲
not
进柜子。
hide inside the wardrobe of his own will.
而是被人藏
He
进去
was
的。
hid inside by someone else.
先生，如果昨晚
If
藏
the
在柜子
person
里的人是
hiding
罗
inside
佩
the，wardrobe
那你
last
见
night
到
was
的人
Lo
又是
Pei,
谁？
then who did you meet?
是啊，
Indeed.
你不是
Didn't
刚
you
刚还
just
说
say that you
挂
only
上
saw
门栓
Lo
后
Pei in the room when you
屋内
hung the
只
door latch?
我想，
I believe
昨
that
天
the
晚上
person
我在
I
这间
saw
屋子
this
里
room
见到的
last
人
night
并
was
不是罗
not
佩，
Lo Pei,
而是凶手。
but the actual murderer, his nephew.
我昨晚到达罗佩家时，屋内灯火尚
When
明，
I arrived at Lo Pei's house last night, the candle inside was still lit,
但我敲了很久
but
的
I
门
had knocked
才
on
有
the
人回
door
应。
for quite some time before someone responded.
在开门之前，
Before
对方还
opening
特
the
地确
door,
认
they
我们是否
specifically
见过。
tried to confirm if we had ever met before.
既然你昨夜见到的不是
If the
罗佩
person you
本
met was
人，
not Lo Pei,
早上
how
见到尸
couldn't you
体时
recognize the
又怎
corpses
会认
as
不
well?
出来？
昨夜见面时，
Last night,
他压低
he
帽
wore,
檐，
he
戴
wore
着
a
胡
hat
子，
and a mustache,
又有意
had
背
his
对着，
back towards me,
价值光
and the
显昏暗。
lights were dim.
而那时，
By
真
then,
正的罗佩
the real Lo
应该已
Pei
经
had
吃下带
eaten the
蒙汗药的
drugged
膏
rice
体，
cakes and was
被
moved
凶手挪
inside
进
the
柜中。
wardrobe.
你刚说的这个嘛，
What?
倒
What
确
you have
实
just
能
said
解释房间
does
里存在
explain the
第三
presence
个
of a
人。
third person within the room.
马捕头，
Officer
你怎么
Ma,
看？
what do you reckon?
都是些猜
These are
测
all
吧。
just speculations.
你可有证据能证
Got any
明
evidence
藏
that
在柜
proves
子
the
里的人
person
就
who
是
is
罗
hiding
蒙？
inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? Nope, I ain't got shit. His autopsy? I'm gonna say his autopsy. His hair smelled of camphor wood, meaning that he was inside of the wardrobe. Because the wardrobe is made of the camphor wood because it gives aroma to the clothes stored inside, which is what happened to his hair when he was stored inside there unconsciously by the true culprit. Here's the proof.
这
bitch.
是先生对尸体进行初步调查的结果，它能
This
说
is
明
the
很多问题。
autopsy report from our initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions.
首先，罗佩的头发上能闻到轻微的樟木香味，
Lopez's hair smells of
这
camphor
能证
wood,
明他在衣柜里待着。
confirming he hid inside the wardrobe.
此话怎讲？
How is that so?
这个柜子
The
是樟木
camphor
所制，
wardrobe repels
香味，
insects
可
and
驱
leaves
虫。
lasting fragrance on
衣物
clothes
放
stored
里面一
within.
个，
罗佩的衣服染香，
Even
头发
if
却不该染香，
Lopez's clothes catch the
除
scent,
非
his hair should not. Oh, that's the wrong character. Even if Lopez's clothes catch the scent, his hair should not. Unless
罗佩在衣柜里待过，
Lopez was
并且
inside
他的
the
头
wardrobe
是
and
一
his
直贴
head
着
was
柜板的。
against the partition board the entire time.
你不要忘了，罗蒙
Don't you,
平时是戴帽
don't you forget, Master Lo usually wears a hat. He was knocked unconscious already. He had already been identity frauded. They took his clothes. They took his fucking clothes.
那也可能是帽子上的香味。
That could have just been the scent from his hat.
不，
Shut up. Shut up, officer.
这顶
Mom.
帽子上没有香味，因为
This
经常
hat
穿的
has
外衣
no
帽
scent.
是不会被放进衣柜
Coats
中
and
的。
hats worn frequently don't go in the wardrobe.
沈先生的分析
Mr. Shen's
确
deduction
实有几分
is
道理。
indeed reasonable.
本官很想知
What
道
else have you found on the
在
deceased?
大人请看，
Look here.
死者领口有一些
White
白色的糯米
glutinous，rice powder on
那
the
是炒
collar
豆
of
的
the
碎屑，
deceased rice-caked crumbs.
说明
That
他
was,
和我一
that
样
was not correct.
吃下了带有蒙汗药的炒糕
This。shows that, like I had, The deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs.
死者被人连刺
He
3刀
was
2
stabbed
剐，
3
身上
times,
却没有抵抗伤，
yet the absence
也
of
侧面证
defense
实了这一
wounds
点。
also proves this point.
死者贴着假胡子，却
He
有些
wore a
不牢，
loose, fake mustache,
明显是被
likely
人摘下来
removed and
又贴回去
reattached.
的。这些细节
All of the
都印证了
details
我刚刚的
above
推论。
are able to confirm my deduction.
昨天晚上，
The low
我见到
pay
的
I
罗
met
佩
last night
是
was
凶手假
actually
扮的。
impersonated by the murderer.
什么人胆敢假扮成罗
What
蒙？
kind of person would dress up as Master Lowe? His nephew.
沈先生这番分
Mr. Shen's
析，
deduction
有
does
一定
hold
道
some
理。
truth.
不过，
However,
直到马捕
up
头
until
破门而
Officer
入，
Ma broke down
屋
the
子
door,
一直处
the
于
room
反
was
锁
locked
的
from the
状态。
inside.
对呀、
Yeah.
凶手
How
是
could
怎
the
么做到
murderer
在
walk
反
out
锁
of
门
that
栓的
room
情况
when it
下
was
离开屋
locked
子
from
的？
the inside? Huh?
大门是
It
唯
was
一的
never
出口，
locked.
而门栓只能从屋内插
The
上。
front doors are the only exit, and the latch can be only hung from inside the room.
二位请看，
Please,
这
have a
便是
look.
破解门栓之谜
This is the
的
key
关键
evidence
证
to
据。
solving the mystery of the door latch. The wood chip.
这是
This is
木茬。
wood chip?
对，
That is
关键
correct.
就在这颗木茬
The
上。
key lies within this wood chip.
这我就不懂
I
了。
don't get it.
拆柜板的时
Ain't,
候掉
ain't
落
it
一些木
normal
茬
for
在
some
柜子里，
stubble to fall
不
from
是
the
挺正常
partition
的吗？
board when moving it around?
不，
No,
这不正常。
it is abnormal.
首先，
The wood chip
木
did
茬并
not
不是落
fall
在
on
柜
the
板上，
partition board.
而是出
It
现在一堆
appeared
洗
in
净
a
的衣
pile
服
of
中间。
clean clothes.
更重要的是，
More importantly, the
柜子
inner
内的板材
wardrobe is
是
made
防
of
腐的樟木，
camphor wood.
而这
Yet,
颗木茬
this
是
wood
松木
chip
材
is
质。
pine wood.
阿福仔细比较过它的
Afu
材质和纹
carefully
理，
checked and
反而
confirmed
跟门栓断裂
the
处
wood
是
chip
一致的。
matches the broken latch.
换句话说，
This wood
这是
chip
门栓
is a
断裂时
piece of
崩出的木
stubble
茬。
that flew off when the door latch was broken.
在马捕头破门而入
As
时，
Officer Ma
衣柜
kicked
明明
in,
上着锁，
the
刚刚
wardrobe
才被
had
阿福
been
打开。
clearly locked until unlocked by Afu just now. Was strange piece of evidence to leave and hide with the body. Technically didn't hide it with the body, hid it in a locked wardrobe under clothes, thinking nobody would see it. However, it is weird to leave behind. They could have just literally pocketed it and just chucked it into the forest somewhere. No one would have ever found it.
这是极不正常的。
This is extremely abnormal.
这可奇怪了，
That's strange.
为
Why
什么
would the
木
wood
茬
chip
会
appear
出
inside
现
the
在衣
wardrobe?
柜里？
Why would the wood chip appear inside the wardrobe? Is it an unknown reason or is it an insignificant reason? Why would they need to break the latch? Right? Why do they need to break the latch? Because for that wooden chip to be in the closet, hidden, that means it had to happen after the murder, or at least after they took out his body. So the latch was broken before or after we were unconscious, but before it was kicked in. Why would they need to do that? If they were working in a team, whoever was pretending to be Lopez could have just opened the latch for whoever was waiting on the outside. So why was it broken? Why is there a chip? And why did they put it inside there? I think it's unknown. I don't think it's insignificant. I think it's unknown. Because I think the reason that it is significant involves another person, perhaps.
是什么理由导致木茬
I
出现在
have
衣
yet
柜
to
里？
completely deduce
现
what
在还没
caused
法
the
完
wood
全推
chip
断出
to
来。
appear inside the wardrobe.
不过，
However,
这个问题在
this
现阶
issue
段
is
并不重要。
insignificant at this stage.
重要的是，
What we need to
木茬进
focus
入
on
衣柜的时
is
间
whether the wood chip
以及这
entered
个
the
时间所
wardrobe
揭示的事
and
实。
what it uncovers.
沈先生，不要卖
Mr.
关子
Shen,
了，
don't beat around
快
the
告诉
bush.
本官，他揭
Tell
示
me
了
now,
什么事实？
what truth does it uncover?
很简单，
Simply put,
木柴会
the
出现
wood
在衣
chip
柜中，
flew off the
说明它
broken
从门栓
door
上崩裂的
latch
时间
before the
比衣柜
wardrobe
上锁的
was
时间要，也就是说，
which means
门栓断
that
的
when
时
the
候，
door latch broke,
衣柜的门还开
the
着。
door of the wardrobe is still open.
先生，
Shen,
我们
the
所
most
知的
recent time
最近
we
的衣柜
know
门
of
还
that
开着
the
的时
wardrobe
间，
doors were open
应该是在你醒来之前
should
吧？
be before you woke up, right?
没错，
That is correct.
这
Then
这不就说
doesn't
明
that mean
说明在马捕头踹开门之
that
前，
means that before
屋门上的
Officer
门栓
Ma kicked
就已经
open
断
the
了。
the door latch was already broken.
换句话说，
In other words,
这根本不
this
是
is
什么
not
密
a
室。
locked room at all. Fine booms. Crazy. What?
不愧是先生啊！
You're the best, Shen. I know.
我说呢，那个门怎么
No
一脚就
wonder
踹
the
开？
door was so easy to kick
当时
open.
还以为是
I
房子的
just
木头
thought
老
it was
化。
shabby and old.
凡有接触，必留痕
All
迹。
contact leaves traces.
凶手
The
自以为杀
murderous
人嫁祸
plan
计
was
划
flawed
天
by
衣
a
无缝，
wood chip left
却
in
是
the
百密
wardrobe
一疏
as incriminating
将
evidence.
而这颗小小的木柴
This tiny
不
wood
仅
chip
暴露了他的诡
was
计，
not only exposed their cutting scheme,
更让我顺藤摸瓜，
but also allowed
推出了
me
他的
to
真实
follow
身份。
their footprints and deduce their true identity.
杀死罗佩的凶手
The
就是
person who murdered Lope is Lope. He killed himself. I like that you can go after Mr. Ma and the random guard outside and your own guy and the chicken. You could say it was a chicken? That's hilarious. The chicken's a suspect. That's crazy. We all know it was a chicken. It was. If I could save, I just want to see. I just want to see. It was the chicken. Judge Chang, I know who the murderer is.
哦，
Oh,
那你
then
说说看
tell
吧
me。who it is.
凶手不是
The
人，
murderer
而
is
是
not a
燕子
human,
黑鸡。
but the black chicken in the yard.
阿福小兄弟，
Afu? Are
你是
you,
认真的
are
吗
you？serious?
不信的话，
Don't
我们可以
believe me?
想一下这只
Let's
黑鸡。
interrogate this black chicken.
神，
Interrogate
黑鸡？
this black chicken?
那， 你
Okay,
神什么？
then you go ahead and question it.
黑鸡，老实交代，
Black
罗佩
chicken,
是不是被
come
你所
clean.
杀？
Did you kill Lope? Look.
好啊，你竟
Fine.
然还在狡
You're
辩！
still trying to
我怎么
deny
揭穿
it.
你？
Watch as I expose you.
这间屋子
This
看起
room
来是密
looks
室，
like a secret
但
chamber,
其实只
but
是
in
你的
reality,
演法。
it's just your sleight of hand.
门上的气
The
窗
air vent
就
on the
是你
side
出
of
入
the
现
door
场
is
的
your
通道。
escape route to the room and the crime scene. Or to the escape route to and from the crime scene.
昨天夜里，
Last night, you flew in via the air vent, claws clutching a dagger, wings spread in the air.
嗖的
In a flash, you stabbed Lope in the back with the dagger.
做完这一切，
After committing the crime, just as the sun rose, you flew out via the air vent while clucking.
目的是制造
Your
你一直
intention
坚
was
守
to
岗
create
位
an
的不在
alibi
场
by
证明。
pretending to have been on duty all the time. Forgot.
你问我动机
You？asked me about motive.
动机？
The motive. Lope was so busy writing all day, neglecting your food and leaving you hungry.
你怀恨在心，
You
想要
harbored
报复
resentment and wanted revenge. Cluck cluck.
大人， 凶犯黑
The
心已经认
Cheng,
罪了。
the criminal black chicken, has confessed.
既然认罪
Since the
了，
confession has been made,
那就收押吧。
taken into. We did not get a fucking chicken arrested.
得令，
Yes,
下就得
Lord.
将两个骗子抓起
I
来。
will arrest these two scoundrels right now.
为什么抓我们？
Why are you
明明
arresting
是黑
us?
西才是凶
The
手啊！
black chicken is the murderer.
大人， 阿福
Afu
是开个
was
玩
just
笑。
joking. Accusing a chicken. Afu accused a chicken of being the murderer. Eventually, Shen, Afu, and the chicken got jailed together. We got the chicken arrested! Let's fucking go! We got it arrested, baby! What? A fail? What? What do you mean? All right. My guess is Lo Xiwen.
本案的凶手
The murderer of this
正是你。
case is you,
罗世文，
Lo Xiwen.
你
Where's the
胡
issue
说
for getting chicken
我
arrested?
怎么可能
You're right.
杀死自己的亲叔叔的？
It's kind of messed up that there isn't one. You lie. How could I possibly kill my own uncle?
谢老爷，
Judge
你得为
Cheng,
我做主啊！
please. He's trying to frame me.
这个嘛，
Well, you believe that Lo Xiwen is the
你认为
murderer.
罗世文是本
Where's
案
the
凶
evidence?
手？
我们刚分析过，
The door latch was
门
not
栓不是
broken
在撞
when
门
the
时
door
被
was
弄断，
kicked open,
而
but
是提前在屋内被
broken
弄断。
beforehand.
屋子呈现的所谓密闭
The
状态，
so-called
不过是凶手
sealed
制造的
off
假象。
state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer.
在整个过程中，
He appeared to knock
他
on the
看
door,
似是在敲门，
but he was just
实
securing
则是
it
确保
from
门
unwanted
不
entry
直到马捕头出现并上前
until
踹门。
Officer Ma kicked the door.
凶手在马捕头踹门
That
的
is
瞬
when
间
the
松手，
murderer let go of the door.
这样就能先入为主，
In this way,
让
he
大家
could
相信
mislead
屋门
everyone
已
into
反锁，
believing
进而
that
误判
the
整个
door
案
was
件。
locked from the inside.
你们都被他的演技欺
You
骗
have
了。
all been fooled by his performance.
好啊，
Hot
是
damn!
白眼狼！
You treacherous leech!
这
Wait,
不是我。
what? It wasn't me.
罗世文，
Lo Xiwen,
我必须告
I
诉
will
你，
tell you this.
你的手
You
法，
are the only
只是
person
一个
who
自以为
believes
很
your
巧妙的
tricks
诡计
were clever.
因为他有一个软
That is
肋，
because your scheme
足以
has
致
a
命。
fatal weakness.
是
What?
什么软肋？
What weakness? Wow, definitely not into it with that one.
整个诡计想要成
To
功，
ensure the success of your
你必
plan,
须保证屋
you
门
had to control the
始终处
door
在自
at
己
all
的
times.
我据此反推便能确
Through
定，
reverse deduction, I can be sure that
罗世文
Lo Xiwen,
就是凶手。
you are the murderer.
你胡说！
You lie.
罗世文，
Lo
事
Xiwen,
到如
is
今
there，anything else you want
你
to
还有
say
什
at
么
this
想
point?
说？
He's a liar,
人心险恶
a，deceiver,
恶意
a
重伤，
fibster, and a
伤
cheater,
天害理
a。phony, and a misleader. Oh, holy fucking rhyme! What the fuck?
我
I
你必须要
have
说
something
点
to
什么
say
了
too.
沈先生
Mr. Shen,
编了一个
you
故
made
事
up，a story and said a
又讲
bunch
了一
of
堆歪
absurd
理。
theories.
可是
Did you really see
你
it
看见
happen?
它发生了吗？
Why in the world should we
凭
believe
什么让
your
我们相信
words?？
依我
In
看，
my opinion,
你才是
you're
欺
the
骗
one
大家
who
的
is
那个人。
fooling everyone.
你的这些说法
Then,
又有什么
what
凭据？
evidence do you have for saying that?
一个很简
There's
单
a
的道理
clear and simple reason.
根本没
I
有
have
动
no
机做这
motive
件
to
事。
murder my uncle.
他找得很准，
He got me.
留给我的
I
调查
barely
时间
had
太
time
短
to，investigate.
我还
I
没能
haven't
完
yet
全
to
查清杀
infer
人
the
动
motive
机
for。the murder.
罗佩是我的亲叔叔，
Lopez is my uncle,
我怎么
my
会想杀
family
他
by
呢？
blood. Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的问
What's
题
more
在于，
important is the
你
problem
我之
between
间。
you and me.
咱俩这是
This
第一
is the
次见
first
面
time
吧。
we've ever met. Am I right?
没错，
That is correct.
此前你我素不
We have
相
never
识
met each other before.
既然素不相识，我
If
何
we've
苦要
never
通过
met,
杀害亲叔
why
叔
would
来
I
陷
go
害？
through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle? Because I wasn't the original, supposed to be Payne's. I wasn't the one who was supposed to get, framed for this. He was gonna try to frame, Wang. the frame, you handle the manuscript. That's true. He does handle the manuscripts. Maybe his uncle is going in a direction that he didn't like.
既然素不相识，我当然不可能知道
I
你昨
couldn't
天晚上
possibly
会
have known
来
about
访
your，visit.
又如何
How could
能
I
设计
design a
陷阱来
plot
栽
frame
赃
you?
你？
The plot wasn't originally for us. It was to make Wang suspicious. Because he's the one who delivered the fucking rice cakes. Idiot. Duh.
我撞破你行
It was
凶
a，coincidence that I had
它是个巧
surprised
合。
you in your act.
巧合？你不是
Coincidence?
说一切都是
Didn't
我
you
设
just
计
say
好
all
的
of
诡
this
计
was
吗
a？plot that I had designed?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
你们真的
is
素
it
不
true
相
that the
识？
two of you have never met?
的确如此。
That is correct.
既然你俩
If
不
that's the
认识，
case, then Lo Shenwen
罗世文确
indeed
实
has no
没道理
reason to
陷
frame
害
you.
你。
先生，情况对我
Shen,
们好像不太
things
妙。
aren't looking too good for us.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
你是不是弄
should
错
you
了
be
呀？
mistaken?
不会的，
No way.
我先生的
Shen's
推理从
deductions
来没有
have
错
never
过。
been wrong. Except for that time actually no. Actually no, Shen's not the one who accused the chicken. It was awful.
推理，
Deduction?
这只是你们的一
More
面
like
之
a
词罢了。
one-sided statement.
证据呢？
Where's the
你们
proof?
有吗？
Do you have any?
请
You
听
think
那颗
that
木
wood
茬
chip
吗？
is enough?
这个嘛，
Well, Lo Shenwen also
罗
has a
世
certain
文
amount
说
of
的
truth in
也
his
有。
words.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
有
do
进
you have
一
any
步的
other
证据
further
能证明
evidence
你
to
的主
support your
张吗？
claim?
如果没有证据的
Accusing him
话，
without proof is
你
difficult
确实
and
无法
risks
告
putting
发
me in
罗
a
世
tough
文。
spot if you're wrong.
早就听说自诩侦探的
There
人
are
中，
shameless
也有
people
不
who
少
claim
无
to
耻
be
之徒。
detectives. Never
今
thought
日
I'd
算
meet
是
one
遇到。
today.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
没证据。
you ain't got no proof?
目前还没有。
Not at the moment.
那就只能把你
But
们
you
都抓
leave
回
me
去。
no choice
大
but
刑
to
伺候。
seize y'all and punish y'all with torture.
可恶，
Damn it.
都推理到这一
You
步，
managed to come so far with my deduction.
还是要被他逃掉吗？
Am I really going to let him escape?
先生，你再
Shen,
努力想
try
想
to，think harder.
是不是还
Could
漏
it
掉
be
了
that
什
we
么线
missed
索
some？kind of clue?
你不是说过吗？
Didn't you always say
你对
that
你的
you were
记忆宫
really
殿很有
confident in
自
your
信。
memory palace? Hold on, memory palace? Bro, they had this mechanic in Sherlock, in the Sherlock Holmes games.
能告发罗世文的证据，
Evidence that can be
一定还
used to
存在于
accuse
这
Lo
个房间
Shenwen
之中。
must still be in this room.
凡有接触，必留痕迹。
All contact
证
is
据不是
traces.
不存在，
The evidence
只
is
是未
not
被发现。
non-existence, but instead undiscovered.
以本物之相，
All
其本
objects
质
and
之
all
相，
images settle
次
into
第安顿于
location
各。
sequentially.
桌上
What could be
到底
missing
缺
from
少
the
了
table?
什么东西呢？
A handwritten manuscript, perhaps.
书桌上缺少的东西，
The thing that was missing from
是
the
罗佩
table
的手稿。
was Lope's manuscript.
砚台上的素
Ink
墨
on
还
the
没有完
inkstone
全
has
凝
yet
结，
dried,
毛
and
笔
one
上
of
的
the
墨也未
calligraphy
干，
brushes has not dried out either.
说明昨晚有人在
It
书桌前
indicates
写
someone
过
was
东西，
writing at the desk last night.
可能是罗佩，
It could have been
也
Lope,
可能是假
or
扮成
Lo
罗佩的
Shenwen,
罗
who
世
is
文。
impersonating Lope.
不管是谁，
The manuscript should
现
have
场
been
都应该
left
留
at
下
the
手写
scene,
的书稿，
unless someone took it away.
除非
Maybe
有人
he
将
was
书稿
going
拿
to
走。
kill off like a fan favorite character. So what they did, and his nephew was really attached to the character and really didn't want him to do anything about it. So what he did was he killed his fucking uncle so he could change the manuscript before it was submitted. Or something like that. Or
那些
maybe
书稿
he really wanted
是
to
什么时候
ruin
被拿走的呢？
he wanted to ruin his uncle's career. So to bring shame to him, he wrote a really shitty ending. But the editor was seen crying before we entered the house and knew that that was his editor. Why was she crying? Good question. Maybe because Lo Shenwen impersonating Lope was really mean to her and fired her or something because he's trying to destroy his uncle's reputation. Maybe he didn't like the fame or he was jealous about it. So he wanted to make his uncle look like a really bad person. Maybe jealousy. Probably jealousy. When was the manuscript taken away?
这件事，我应
I
该有
should
印
have
象
an
的。
impression of this matter.
调查这张书桌
When
的时候，
investigating the desk,
总有一
I
种微
felt
妙的异样感，
strange. I need to
要把
grasp
这种
onto
感
this
觉，
feeling.
那将是潜藏在我记忆
That
中
will
的
be the case breaker,
关
hidden
键线索。
inside my memory. Teleporting to the desk. Memory palace initiates.
想起来了，
I remember now.
初次醒
I
时，
saw a manuscript
我
on the
曾见到
desk
过
when
桌
I
上摆
first
着书
awoke.
稿，
That's
这
why
是
I
调查
felt
书桌
odd
时
during
那种异
investigations.
样感的源头，说明书稿
This
是我
means
醒来
that
之
the
后被拿走
manuscript
了
was。taken after I awoke, which means that he took it. The nephew took it.
有人在调查过程中
Someone
藏匿
concealed
了
this
线索，
truth during investigations.
是谁？
Who was it?
为什么
Why
这
did
么
they
做
do this? The only person who walked so far in, Officer Ma, I think briefly. No, Officer Ma did not. It was only Lo Shuen.
可能性最大的
The
当然
most
是凶
likely
手，
person would be the murderer.
不过
However,
也无法
there
完
are
全排
still
除
other
其他人藏匿线
possibilities.
索的可能。
Yeah, Lo Shuen is also like flaunting around the fucking book in his hand this whole time. So like that's also sus. Hello, Rose. Welcome in. I hope you're well.
其他的可能，
Other possibilities, bro. Is this our evil? Is this our evil side? Other possibilities.
其他的可能性出现的概
What's
率
the
有多高？
probability of the emergence of other possibilities? You're sick but getting better? Hell yeah. I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, but glad that you're getting better. I hope that continues.
非常低，
Very low. Aside from the
现场除凶手
murderer,
之
no
外，
one else on scene
没人有
had the
动力
motive
藏
to
匿线索。
conceal clues.
我们对这些低概率事件的态度
So,
是
how do we treat these low probability events?
暂不列入假设
We。temporarily exclude them from our hypothesis.
我现在很忙，你可以走开吗？
I am really busy right now. Could you go away?
我在帮你梳理案情。
I'm helping you sort out
Ah,
your
侦探。
case. Great detective. Whoa, he's got a bit of another side to him, a dark side. That he actively talks to, which is interesting. So we have Dark Shen here. What's up with Dark Shen?
假设凶手在调查
Assuming the
过程中
murderer hid the
藏匿
manuscript.
了书稿，
This manuscript must be very
这份
important.
书稿对他，书稿里
What could be
到底
written
写
in
了
the
什么？
manuscript? A lot of weakness and some tummy issues and some psycho. Ooh, yo, coughs really like stack up after a while. So I get it. Although the weakness and tummy issues, I'm sorry to hear. Tummy issues be the worst.
作案动机、关
Their
键证
motive,
据，
key
死亡遗言，
evidence, last words, or was
还
it
是
the
书稿本身价值
manuscript?
不菲？
Or was the manuscript itself valuable?
可能性太多了。
There are too many possibilities.
你更应该问的问题是：
This is the question you're supposed to be asking.
为什么白天冒着
Why
风
would
险也要
something
拿走
he
的东
risk
西，当天晚上却
taking
没有
away?
拿走？
Why would something he risked taken away in broad daylight be left behind that night? Take it easy, staying cozy and hydrated. Good. Hydration is so important. Rest up, drink water, feel better. And I am doing well, thank you. We started this new game today. Why would something he risked taken away in broad daylight be left behind that night? It appeared after the crime. No, they forgot it at the scene. Maybe it was altered. What does that mean? They forgot it, perhaps? It was, yeah, they forgot it. Because we surprised them, probably threw them off their game, and completely ruined the the series of events that they wanted to go through. Altered and returned. But then why would they take it away again? You're guessing. Okay, so we have 2 altered. What do you mean by altered? Why would risk some? Why would something he risked taken away in broad daylight be left behind? Why did he leave it behind then? It was altered. What was altered? The plan could be altered, but I feel like saying it was altered is really vague. He wants his altered version published, but he was working on it when we walked into it. It was taken away again. It just says it was left behind at night. Right. When we showed up, he seemed to be working on it. And then we were knocked unconscious, and then it seemed as if he left it on the table. I think they forgot it because we fucked with their plan. Yeah, exactly. The person who we met that night was working on it, who was the nephew, right? So if it was the nephew, they were already altering it. So then why would they leave it behind? They would just take it. So what does it being altered have to do with why they left it? They probably just forgot it because we kind of threw a wrench in their plans. Kind of finished it, left in a panic, came back and took it to alter it. Well, yeah, exactly. That would be they forgot it at the scene. They hadn't finished it, left in a panic. They forgot it at the scene. And then they came back to alter it. Or to take their altered copy somewhere. Ugh. Even in that example, it starts with them forgetting it at the scene. I'm gonna go with they forgot at the scene. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will apologize. Though it sounds unbelievable, the murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance. Took the risk to keeping it. This had to be a premeditated murder, planned in advance to be able to achieve some accuracy. The murderer is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene. What kind of thing do they have forgotten? Are you sure that everything went according to the murderer's plan? We still haven't explained the ribbon. That's not tied into the murder at all yet. That's right. There was one thing that the murderer could not have planned. Us showing up. What was not part of the murderer's plan? My arrival. Even Lo Shiwen himself said that he could not possibly have known of my arrival. However, he actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime. Well, his nephew reads the manuscript, handles the manuscript, so his nephew is familiar with the work, including the locked room murder mystery that he wrote. So I mean, the most unreasonable part of all of this is that I became a part of his murder plan. What if you hadn't appeared then? They would have had another plan. They would not commit murder. That's a weird one. I don't know why they had to commit murder just because we were there. I feel like they were definitely going to kill him no matter what. But that does beg the question, why didn't they kill him, then put him into the closet? Why did they knock him out first, and then put him in the closet to kill him later? unless it was to implicate somebody else, like Yang. Yeah, to frame the deliverman. So they would have had another plan.
显然，
Evidently,
凶手还有
the
另一个
murderer
杀人
had
计划，
another murder plan,
也是他
which
原本的方
was
案
his。original plan. Let me put him in the closet because you showed up. That's a possibility, actually, because he did say that it took a while for him to answer the door, to like even show that we were there. So he spent that time, put him into the closet, dressing up as him, and then finally answered the door. That's possible.
凶手没料到
The
我会中
murderous
途到访，
plan was foiled by
并
my
坚持要
surprise
见罗
visit
佩，
and
打断了原计划的执行。
insistence on meeting Lopez.
得知我与罗佩素未谋面后，
Realizing I had never met
他临
Lopez,
时改变计划
the，killer
假扮罗佩
improvised
引
and
我进屋。
posed as him to frame
行
me.
那么凶手原本的计划
So,
是？
what was the murderer's original plan? Oh, it could have been a suicide. Or to frame another person. I think it was to falsify suicide. That's why the ribbon. That's why the ribbon was tied up in the way it was, because he was going to hang him. To make it look like a suicide. But since we showed up, he stabbed him instead. Maybe to make it look like a murder, rather than a suicide. Because yes, it could have been to frame another person, but I think it was probably suicide. But he took the manuscript. Yeah, he took the manuscript anyways. If he wanted if he had wanted his altered version of the manuscript to be to be released for some reason, he would have just left it, because then the editor would have been like, oh, this is like the last piece that he left before he died. But if he takes it, he can sell that personally or something. You know what I mean? What value does a manuscript hold for someone? You thought they were trying to accuse the person that brought the rice cakes? I did too. But what if not? Because the ceiling rope, yeah. The ceiling rope that was there when we first walked in. He was probably, I think he was trying to set it up as a suicide. We interrupted, so we hit him in the closet, and then knocked us out. Then he had a pretty good, suspicious looking person, and decided to fake a murder instead. With a very suspicious person there. I think it was a suicide. It was supposed to be a suicide, a locked room suicide. So in either case, he would need that the latch broken, right? And the rest of his plan plays out the exact same. He acts like he can't get in. Officer shows up, kicks the door down, and bam, there's the famous author hung themselves. The fact that he took the manuscript might be because he wants to sell it off at some point himself, or so it never gets released or something. Because if he wanted to alter the manuscript for it to then get published, because why else would you alter the manuscript? Why would he take it after? Unless he wants to sell it himself. But if he wanted it published under his uncle's name, then he would have just left it there, right? So he took it, so he can profit off it or hide it somehow. In some way, he did not want that manuscript to be released. It could also explain, again, his manager, his editor was in tears outside of his place. I think he wanted to pick suicide. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
如果我没有出现，
If he had not
这
appeared,
间密室中
there would have been
就只剩下
only
了罗佩的尸
Lope's
体。
corpse. If I had not appeared.
很显然，
Evidently,
凶手
the
原本的计
murderer's
划
original
是让罗
plan
佩
was
在
to
密室
make
中杀死
Lope
自己，
kill himself.
他想
in
伪
the
造
long
罗佩自杀。
Works of art tend to go up in the value when their creator dies. There it is. Creator dies. Miraculously, he has the lost manuscript that he was working on before he died. That's pretty high value. All he had to do for it was kill his own uncle, and he lives as a king for the rest of his life. I think he does it.
若原计划是伪造自
If
杀
the，original
消失
plan
的
was
书
to
稿中就
falsify
有可能藏
suicide,
有。
what could be hidden within the manuscript? Oh, the suicide note! I didn't think about that. No longer needs the suicide note because it's no longer a suicide.
我知道了，现场
It's clear to me
必然
now.
会有一份遗
There
书。
must have been a suicide note left on scene. That makes sense. That's it. I wish I thought
沈
that.
先生，你再磨磨蹭蹭赖着不走，
Mr. Shen,
本不
if
可
you
气要
keep
动粗。
dawdling around, I'm gonna have to resort to violence.
且慢，
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Hold on.
张知县，
Judge
马捕
Chang.
头，
Officer Ma,
我已经知晓凶手的
I'm
全部
now
轨迹。
aware of all the murderer's
能否
schemes.
我
I,
沈仲平
Shen
定
Chuping,
然还你们一个真相。
Chengping, promise to uncover the truth.
大人，不必再听他
Judge
妖言惑
Chang,
众。
there's no reason to listen to his fabrications any longer.
看你如此在
Seeing
意，
how much this
本
bothers
官
you,
反倒
I
想再
actually
给
would
沈
like to
先
give
生一个
Mr.
机
Shen
会。
another chance.
沈先生，
Mr.
请
Shen,
说吧。
although I believe
虽然
you are at
本
the end
官
of
觉
your rope,
得你应
you
该
may
已经
begin.
删去。
我与罗世文素不相识，
Lo Shiwen and I
却能
are
成为他
complete
密室杀人轨
strangers.
迹中的核心一
Yet
环。
I became a
是因
crucial
为
part of his scheme because
罗世文临时
Lo
改变了计
Shiwen
划，
improvised his plan.
而他原本的计划
His original plan was to
是伪
falsify
造罗佩
Lope's
在屋内自杀
suicide.。
原计划
To
是
falsify
伪
a
造自
suicide?
杀吗？
Mr. Shen,
沈先
do you
生，
have any
你的这
evidence?
根据我的推理，
I believe the murderer
凶手在
accidentally
离开现
left
场
a
时，
forged suicide note
不慎
here
将
when
一
he
份伪
fled the
造品
scene.
哦，还有这种事，
There was such a thing?
沈先生，说
Mr.
到这
Shen,
个时候，
how
还
could you
在
be
信
so
口
full
雌
of
黄
yourself at a time like this?
你要是有什么遗
If you
书，
found a suicide
拿出来
note,
给大家
take it out
看。
for everyone to see then.
若伪造
If
遗
he
书
really
一事为
did
真，
forge some kind
本
of
府立马
suicide
将罗
note,
世文拿
I'm
下
a。cuff Lo Shiwen in an instant.
马捕头，
Officer Ma,
我能问你一个问题吗？
may I ask you a question?
你说吧，
Go on then.
我初醒来时，
When I first
曾
awoke,
见到书桌上
I
铺着
remember
一张纸，
seeing a piece of paper
你
on
可
the
有印
desk.
象？
Did you see it?
你这一说
Now that you mention it,
好像还真
I
是。
think there was.
不过
But then again,
又好
I
像
don't
记不太
remember
清
that
了。
clearly either.
马捕头曾反复强调，
Officer Ma,
绝
you
不
have
允许任何
repeatedly
人破坏现
stressed
场。
that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene.
然而在调查时，
However, during the
凶手
investigation,
就是在您的
the
眼皮子
murderer
底下
secretly hid the
偷偷
note
将遗书
under
藏起
your
来了。
nose.
我们一起再搜查一次房
Let
间，
us search the room again
只要
and
找到遗
find
书
the suicide.
就能证明我
It's
的
in his
观点。
hand. He's been flaunting it this
沈先生，
whole damn time. Look
我
at
劝
him,
你
the
不
cocky
要再
bastard.
拖延时间了。
Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time.
你编故事的能
Your
力，
ability to
真是
make
比
up
我们这些
stories
写
is even
小说
better
的
than
都要
us
强。
novelists. Than
沈
us
先生，
novelists? Brother, you ain't a novelist,
今
you're an assistant.
日，本官已经听了很
Mr.
多的
Shen
推理，
I have already heard a handful of deductions today.
你的分析虽然
Although
听
your
着都挺有
deductions
道
sound
理，
quite reasonable,
但毕竟
after all,
只
they
是你
are
的一
just
面之
one-sided
词。
statements.
本官断
I
案，
need to see
还是
solid
需要
evidence
看
to
到
settle
实
this
的。
case.
张大人明察秋
Shame
毫，
is so perspicuous. I think that's the word.
你既然主张
Since you
屋内有
claim that there's a
伪造
suicide
的
note,
遗书，
you have the obligation to find it.
本官再给你
I will
最
give you
后一
one
次
last
机会指
chance to
出
point out exactly
你说的
where the
遗书
suicide note you speak
究
of
竟
is.
县老爷，其实1次机会和2次机会的差别也
Judge
不大
Chang,。there's a big difference between 1 chance or 2 chances. Perhaps
在最后
give
给一
me
次
one
机会。
last chance.
这
This
是
is what
沈
Mr.
先
Shen
生
said
刚
himself
刚
just now.
感谢张知县成
I
全，
am grateful, Judge Chang.
一次机会。
One chance is more than enough.
根本就没有这样的
No
证据
such
存在。
evidence like that at all.
那么
So, Mr.
就
Shen,
请沈先生
please
指出吧
point。it out.
先生，咱们只有1次机会，这
Shen,
可怎么
we
办？
only have 1 chance left. What are we going to do?
到了这个时候，
At times like this,
必须赌
there
一
is
把。
no choice but to take a gamble. Point to the location of the suicide note. His hand.
遗书
The suicide
So
note
sounds like
is
Tigger
hidden
Tigger.
right here.
什么地方？
Where?
当然是藏在你身上。
Evidently, it is hidden on your person.
你胡说！
You lie.
我和马捕头曾分别
Officer
搜索
Ma
过
and
屋子
I
内外，
both searched
没发现
inside
可
and
疑的纸
outside
张。
this house, but no note was found.
那封伪造的遗
The
书
only possibility is that the
只可能还
forged
藏在你的
suicide
身
note
上。
is on your person.
张大人，
Judge Chang,
周平这是
does
想在没有明确
Shen
证
want
据
to
的
search
情
my
况下
body
搜
without
我的
any
身
clear
吗？
evidence?
我可是鬼
I'm
老
a
爷的
scholar
小
of
孩，
Guimao.
见官不跪。
Here, I don't kneel before officials.
这个嘛，
Well,
如果要我说的更清楚
if
一
it is
些，
necessary to make myself more
那
clear,
就是这里。
this is the exact location. Boop! It's in his hands. Yes. Confirm.
那种东西，
That, how could that
怎么可能藏在我
possibly
身
be
上？
hidden on me?
看你的表情，
The manuscript
桌上
missing
遗失的书稿，
should be the book that
就是你
you've
手
been
上一
holding
直握
this
着的那
entire
卷。
time.
伪造的遗书
The
一定也
forged
藏在里面。
suicide note must be hidden within it.
不是的，
No, that's not.
马捕头
Officer
把
Ma,
那本书收
take
缴
that
上
book
来
for
检。
examination.
罗世文，你给我站好了，别动！
Shuwen,
把
stay
手
where
中
you
的书
are
交
and
给
don't
门
you
罗。
dare move. Hand over that book.
你别过来！
You, what? You, don't come near me.
小子，不许实说！
You punk. Stop beating the books.
住手啊！
Stop that.
大人，你
Look,
看
look.
这里
There
面还
actually
真
is
夹着
one
一张
piece
纸
of。paper folded in here.
我曾与死
I
亡签
inked the
契，
pact with death.
静候他
Awaited
的
his
到
arrival
来。
patiently. Tonight,
今夜
he finally
他
knocked
终
on my
于
door.
叩，烦请侄儿
I
试
troubled
问
my last
处
of
理我
kin,
身后
Lo
之事，
Shuwen.
一
Handle
切
my
从
affairs.
简即可。
Please keep matters simple.
沈先生料事
An
如神，
accurate
还
foretelling,
真
Mr.
是一
Shen.
张遗书。
This is indeed a suicide note.
罗世文，
Shuwen,
忘恩负
you
义的小兔崽子！
ungrateful little bastard.
翁对你也算
Master
出卖
Lo
一下。
treated you with
你怎么
love
对得起
and
他？
care. How could you do something like this to him?
今天
I'm gonna
你要拿你
sharpen
这
my
小子的
sword
脑
with
瓜
that
子磨
head of
刀！
yours if it's the last thing I do.
你
That's
胡说！是
nonsense.
他对不起我。
He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，
So,
So,
Lo
so,
Shuwen,
is it
are
true
you
that you
admitting
shot
that you
Lo Pei?
killed Lo Pei? Slander, lies.
不是我。
No, it wasn't me.
罗世文，
Lo
无
Shuwen,
论你和罗佩之
no
间
matter
有
the
何恩怨，
circumstances,
都不
murder
该动杀人
was
之
not
心
an，option,
更不该构陷
nor
无辜。
was framed to be innocent.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
不知能否
could you
为本
recall the
官
sequence of
梳理一
events
下
in this
整
entire
个
case
案
for
子
me?
呢？
秉正大人，
Sure. The
罗世
initial
文最
plan
开
was
始
to
的计
drug
划
Lo Pei
其实是
and
迷
use
晕
the
罗佩，
ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him.
然后利用门
By
栓诡计
using the door latch, he could create an
他在秘
illusion
密的
of
房
Lo
间
Pei
内
hanging
上吊
himself
自杀的
in
假
a
象。
locked room.
不料，在
However,
他行凶的过程
during
中
his，act of murder,
我突然
I
到访
arrived unexpectedly,
并坚持要见罗佩。
insisting on meeting with Lo Pei.
因此他不得不改变
Therefore,
计
his
划，
only
把
option
先
was
生
to
嫁祸成
improvise
凶
his
手。
plan and frame Shen for the murder.
在我晕倒后， 罗世文
Lo
跪着中
Shuwen
将
drugged
昏睡的罗佩抬
killed
出
Lo
并杀害，
Pei and framed
将
me
凶器
by
塞入我的
placing
手
the dagger in my hand.
然后按原计划
He
弄断
thereupon
门栓，
broke the door
伪
latch
造密室，
according to the original plan to create a locked room,
却不知天网恢恢，疏
not
而
knowing
不漏
that justice has long arms.
在现实中杀人，
How could murder in
跟在小说
reality
中想
be
象
the
作案
same as
究
the
竟是一样的？
imagination of committing crimes in novels?
死者胸口被
The
刺后
deceased
流了
bled
很多血，
profusely, and it took
完
longer
成
than
布置
he
所花费
expected
的
to
时
set
间
up the scene.
他忙中出乱，
As he was in a hurry,
留下了许
there
多
were
漏
many
洞。
loopholes.
漏洞？有什么漏
Loopholes?
洞？
What loopholes?
在弄断门栓时，
When he broke the
他
door
没注意到
latch,
绷进
he
袖
did
口
not
的木叉，
notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeve.
他没有时间还原布
He
袋，
had no
整理
time
衣
to
柜，
reorganize the wardrobe and
只能
simply
将那卷
stuffed
布
the
袋
ribbon
塞入
into the
其中。
clothes pile.
不料却把
Without-
袖口的木叉留在了少
Without
妇的衣
notice,
柜
the wood chip slipped out from his sleeve and was left in the locked wardrobe. Okay, so it was just an accident that ended up there.
最致命的，
Then,
当然是他竟
the
然忘了
most
把遗
fatal
书带
one
走。
was that he actually
只能在
forgot
案发
to
后
take the
再
suicide
次
note with him.
为此，
So he took away the
他拿走了桌上
manuscript
的
from
书
the
口
table and hid the
想
note.
操，我说的没错吧？
Am I mistaken, Lo
罗世文。
Shuwen? You are the
就是
culprit
杀害
who
罗佩
murdered
的
Lo
凶手。
Pei.
不，
No,
你们根本不懂，
none of you truly
那是属于
understand.
我的东西，
That's mine.
本来就是我的
It，belongs to
统
me.
统
All
都是
of
我
this is
的。
mine.
怎么会？
How could this?
怎么会？
How could I? No. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
这
Down he
小子
goes.
居然直
Look
接
at
晕了
this
过去。
punk. He just fainted.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
此案峰
your
回路
performance has
转，
impressed me
你
deeply.
不仅在短时
Not
间
only
内
were you able to
洗
clear
清
your
了自己的
name,
冤屈，还
also
帮我
uncovered
们
the culprit.
了
It
不
was
起。
very dramatic. Extraordinary.
不过，
However,
本官
I still
尚
have
有
a
一丝
doubt.
疑。
大人请讲。
Pray tell, Your Honor.
我刚比较了遗书上
The
的字
handwriting
迹
in the
与罗
suicide
佩
note
手
and
稿上的字
Lo
迹，
Pei's
两
manuscript
者
is
颇为
strikingly
相近。
similar.
罗世文尚未承
Lo
认罪
Shuwen has
行，
not confessed
杀
and
人的
his
动
motive is
机
not
亦不
clear.
清晰。
This
若那
case
遗书
faces
是
many
真的，
variables.
如果想要此案成为铁
In order
案，
for this to become an
还需要
ironclad
找到更多的
case,
证据。
more evidence
对吧？
needs to be found. Am I correct?
哦，对对对，不
Yes,
知沈
that's
先
right.
生有何高见？
What do you reckon, Mr. Shen?
罗世文假扮罗佩时，
Lo Shuwen
穿着他
wore
的
Lo
风衣外
Pei's
套，
coat when he was
那
impersonated.
件外套从案发现场消失
That
了，
coat is still missing.
应该是在罗
He
世文第
probably
一
took
次
it
离
to
开
the,
现场时，
probably took the
被他
coat
带走
when he first left the scene. He
他
must
一定
have a
有不得
compelling
不这么
reason.
做。
哦，什么理
Reason is
由？
that?
我猜
I suspect
罗世文是
it
穿着
was
那件外
stained
套
with
行
the
凶的，
victim's blood.
还有带蒙汗药的
The
草稿
drugged rice cakes, as well
也
as
在
Lo
布置完现
Shuwen,
场后被
must
罗
have
世文
taken
带
them
走，
away.
留给他处理的时
He
间有
didn't
限
have，much time to
这
deal
些
with
东
those
西
items, so they could
还在
still
某
be
个地
hidden
方
somewhere.
这个嘛，
Well,
马捕
Officer
头，
Ma,
你怎么看？
如果发现罗世文藏匿
we
了嫌
find
疑，
out that Lo Shuwen
此案
is
必然
hiding
是
the
铁案了。
bloodstained coat, then the case is closed.
我这就派人搜
I'll
索去。
send belt people to search for it right away. Check this house.
这一
Well,
来，
What's left of
剩
this
下的
matter
就是
is
程
all
序性
procedural.
的。今天委屈沈
You
先生
have
了，
suffered injustice
咱们
today,
一
Mr.
同
Shen.
离开此地吧。
Let's leave this place together. There it is, baby! The tinfoil hat prevails! You know what? Tinfoil hat predictions were so good, we don't even need it anymore. We don't even need the tinfoil hat. Because they were correct thoughts. The brain
案
is
子破了，
large. The
先生看
theories
起来
are
不是很
out
开
there
心。
and correct. This has never happened. Actually, no, it has happened. But it's crazy that it was. I got so much of it correct. Can't believe I was right. What do you mean you can't believe I was right? What do you mean? It was obvious. Of course I was right. The evidence was right there. Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case is closed.
是因为
Is it
还没搞
because
清
you
楚作
still
案动
haven't
机吗？
figured out the motive?
这个不着急
Don't
了
worry about it.
等罗世
We'll
文
just
醒来
go
再
and
去
ask
问
Lo
就是了。
Shuwen after he wakes up.
阿福，你可还记得我来找罗佩的原因？
Okay. I think this is going to be a good spot to save and a good spot for us to wrap it up for the day, for the night. I got other games. I need to eat. I need to have dinner too. I need to eat. So I'm gonna wrap up here. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the start of a brand new game that we played tonight. This is going to be our Vigilant Friday game going forward. I think this has a lot of fun deducing. I really liked what that case involved. That was a lot of fun. So I'm actually a little bit excited to see what the next one. Shishia, thank you, chat. Shishia, thank you for watching. Let me see. What's the parties looking like tonight? I rarely get to actually raid into Sage, so we're gonna go raid the Forest Witch, who is doing looks like peak collab. So we're gonna go over there for the rest of the night. I will be live again Tuesday at the latest. I did mention I had some games I wanted to get through, so I might be doing that this weekend. We shall see, depending on how busy I end up being. D&D has a confirmed date for this month. The Saturday the 26th, I believe. That will be our next D&D session. I do want to try to get another D&D role building stream in, so we might sneak that in. Might get some Death Stranding in, because I really want to play Death Stranding, so should be easy to follow too if each session is the case. I'm going to try to do that, yeah. And it do be deducing. Thank you for your deducing eyes, if any. I appreciate that. So yeah, next week, Halo on Tuesday, Wednesday, K-pop, and then Friday, more of this. Monday might have Death Stranding or world building D&D. We'll see. We'll see what we're feeling. Could even be League of Legends. Who knows? So yeah, that's what we got going forward. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all got to use your brains and all that kind of stuff. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. And I will see you all next time. See ya!